The following is brought to you by the People's National Party.
Make the trumpets play. Jamaican people want better. Economy coming like stormy weather. Ancestors are turning on them grave. To get champion, we can do it together. When we look at the future of precipice, we see Jamaica needs the vision of the PSP. People said the bag of promises, them can't carry go shop. And the crime rate getting high, I wonder when it all goes now, comrades. Jamaican people want better. Economy coming like stormy weather. Ancestors are turning on them grave. We get champion.
The proceeding was brought to you by the People's National Party.
All right. Welcome again, my Jamaican people. Once again, we are here, right? This afternoon, right? For some morning, for some in the evening, for some in the night, right? We are saying, right? Blessings to you all. Well, we have Melting Pot. I think Melting Pot will be tuning in later, but if you don't see him on the afternoon show, rest assured that he's going to be on the evening show. And now, Wifey also, right, has been doing some shows, right, and she want to get off those. So definitely, right, Wifey is nearby. She's upstairs. So if anything, I can say, Wifey, right? Yes, but Wifey also, right, will be on this evening show, definitely. Because, this evening show, right, we have some content that, of course, is quite interesting that we are going to discuss, right? And I mean, all of the shows, whether afternoon or evening show, right? This is an investigative channel. So more than likely, you are going to have, right, us, right, breaking into, new information and so forth. And what we try to do, we try to at least merge ourselves with the latest information and give you history and investigation as well. So it's like a 3-in-1 fold that you're getting from this platform. Now, we can't start. I'm going to meet and greet my people, let me know. Yes, we have to meet and greet our people because they are the ones who keep this channel alive. They are the strength, right, behind this channel. And let us start out with the first person in studio today, Carla Ibangs, 6661. Bless up yourself, Carla. Bless up yourself and your family, right? Wishing you all the best, right? And that's an umbrella, right? Appreciation I'm giving out, everyone, right? Wishing them all the best, a prosperous, right, New Year's, and would love to know that Father God guide and protect them, right? Because we are Christian people, and we believe, right, in our Almighty God. All right. Now Beverly, right? Bless up yourself, Beverly. Right, Dorrit McCoy, bless up herself, Lynette Jenkins, Tony, Kareen, right, bless up herself, Maxwell Williams, Patel Kuchank, right, Glenn Samuel, Jennifer Gentles, Patricia Bunton, right, and Daily Fun said, good afternoon, Mystic Melting Pot, and everyone in the chat. Good afternoon to you as well. Bless yourself. MS Jump Upton, bless yourself. Right, Glenn Samuels, and of course, my Legris. And make sure someone put Legris thing up, You understand? Legris always warn them and tell them, right, to do the right thing. All right. Florence, Denny, blessing Byron and Melting Pot, blessing to you as well, right? Mazan Control and right Ahuna Ku, right? I hope I don't spoil the name, right? Greetings and honor, complete gratitude. Really love that, right? Christopher Wright, right? And Legris continuing saying, please like up the live, right? As you come in, yes, right? Please do, right? Remember, Legris is Mystic Sensation Lieutenant. Now, Carol Allen, Gams, blessings, right? Laverne, and trust me, the chat will get to it. Fiona, Arena, right? And Gloria Swaby, right? And of course, none other than Pamela Okolo. My Pamela Okolo. Bless up yourself. Bless up yourself. Yes, right, and here goes. Wifey just typing something in the chat. Wifey said, blessing everyone. Trying to get through some house chores in between work. We'll see you guys later. Right, so all right. Wifey solidify that. Now, let me just breathe a little bit of fresh air here as we are going to get into, right, our show for this afternoon. Now, my Jamaican people, I am absolutely surprised. And when I said I am very much surprised as it relates to what my brothers and sisters are going through, right, relating to the passing of Hurricane Melissa. And the Jamaica Labour Party administration has not yet put in a solid program, right, to deliver as it relates to building back, right, resilience that he had spoken about. And so then you have seen the PR rolling over, and PR rolling over, right? But 2 months going into 3 months, this thing happened from October 28th. Let us not forget this. And all that we have seen is just PR while people are suffering. So then my first clip that I'm going to play is to show you that the Prime Minister, after 2 months, is talking about planning to deal with some distribution. Planning, you're kidding me? It is unbelievable. It is unbelievable, right? And I am going to show the billions, right, of aid that the Prime Minister have. So then I am asking the question, where are you sitting on it? Where are you sitting? This goes to proactiveness, Andrew Owens. Proactiveness, right? You have several people who you have not reached. And we are talking about of all the persons who have been damaged, right? You have not reached 40%. It's a shame. 2 months. And you have not reached 40% of the people in terms of assisting them. As a matter of fact, let me speak categorically, right? Because I don't know of any homes that you have rebuilt, not one, but yet you have entertainers like, of course, Spice, give thanks to Spice, who have done about 3 or 4 homes that Spice has built. You have coolers, right? You have Marvin, right? You have Andre, who is doing a wonderful program out there as well, right? Andre Stevenson, right? Not only that he's vlogging, but he physically gone out there doing the work, right? And that the Prime Minister is nowhere parallel to all those persons that I've been speaking about in terms of giving assistance, meaningful assistance to our people. The Prime Minister is still in a planning stage. Come on, Andrew. Come on. Right? We know you don't like the Jamaican people already. Right? But guess what? The money is not yours. The money is not yours to give. No. The thing about it, let me speak to you, Andrew Wallace. You have been elected to serve. Right? Technically speaking, as it relates to the process, we know that you have stolen the election, and that is why you have the situation with Paul Buchanan. But being that it is, right, and you are at the helm, you are the people's servant. Let us get into the art of the politics. And so then, it is taxpayers' money, Andrew, who's paying you. Taxpayers' money who's paying you. Although your kleptocratic government is robbing taxpayers. Yeah, we are talking like it is. On this platform, we don't mince our words. We speak it as it is. I know that for professional entity and some of who scared of losing their job, right? They are going to be mindful of what they say, right? Because they want to feed their family. We understand that, right? So don't believe that Mystic Sensation is eating out on you who remain silent. Would wish that you come out and make utterance, right? But we know it go, right? And we know the pressure that you can command. We understand all the things said. We know all the things said. And so then, whatever you collected, being the head of the political body, none of the money belongs to you, not even 1 cent. You're working on behalf of the Jamaican people. And this is something that all politicians need to be aware, right? And sort of be mindful that taxpayers' monies are simply not theirs. So then when we put you in, right, we the people, we employ you. We are your employer. If you go into the Constitution will tell you that. We are your employer, and we employ you as it relates to the process of an election. And so then, we can fire you when the next election comes. And the reason that you are going to be fired, because you have not done what your employer, which is us, require of you. So it is that simple, right? We did not elect you for you to become an autocrat. This is a democratic process. Let me remind you that, Andrew Honest. Let me remind you that, right? Now, let me just show Jamaica people that you are in the planning stage. For many persons who looking for the help like yesterday, sorry to those people. It has not reached there yet as it relates to the Andrew Honest administration. They are still in the planning stage of what to do and how to go about as it relates to the rebuilding process. It's a shame. Tell us shame. Now look at this, my Jamaican people. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Right? We can't make up this thing here. Right? We can't make up this thing at all. We can't make up this thing. Now, let me share this information with you, my people. Look at this. This is what we are talking about. Andrew Honest administration still in the planning stage. Look at this.
A marathon meeting with the Ministry of Labour and Social Security, ODPEM, and the OPM Cabinet Office to determine the framework and modalities by which the government will conduct the distribution and disbursement of relief, reconstruction, restoration grants to persons who suffered damage to their dwellings. I know many Jamaicans, particularly in the most devastated areas, are looking forward to these conditional cash transfers to assist them in recovery. And I want to emphasize that these grants will not be able to totally restore. For some, yes, but for others, it will be a partial assistance. And we encourage persons to continue to use their own means as much as they can. And we will definitely come in and support. Our budget and our fiscal situation would have allowed us to make an allocation of 10 billion Jamaican dollars. This is a significant allocation. The ODPEM has advised us that there would be approximately 90,000 households that would have suffered some form of damage. And the minister has advised me that so far approximately 65,000 assessments have been done. The meeting that we just concluded determined the various operational procedures that will guide how the program works. The public should know that it is quite a complicated undertaking to ensure that all the different nuances and the different circumstances are captured so that we are in keeping with the laws that govern us even in an emergency, that we can ensure for the public that there is strong accountability, but at the same time that there is respect for the human suffering that is taking place, so that there is urgency. I would also want to use this opportunity to say to those persons who will benefit from the grant that they should use the grant for the purpose for which it is awarded, and that is to restore their dwellings. Yes, I know that there are many other needs that would be required for the rehabilitation of your household, but the primary purpose for the grant is to restore your dwelling. So in as much as possible, we urge you to use the grants when they are issued for this cause. Now, Minister Charles will launch the program next week, about the 15th. That's the target time. And we expect to start making payments around the last week in January. We expect that these payments will take the form of using digital modalities or going through persons' bank accounts or debit cards, whatever is convenient. So we will be using multiple channels and modalities to ensure convenience for the persons who will get the grants.
Now let us take this away, my Jamaican people, right? And really make we cement that. This is a disgrace. This is absolutely a disgrace. A disgrace. Now just imagine from October 28th, right after Melissa, the Jamaican people are suffering for those who suffer the wrath of Melissa. And the Prime Minister in a planning state, still in a planning state. And we don't even sure, as it relates to next week coming, that they are going to fully determine the grants to persons who suffer damage. The Prime Minister, right, is not into strategical planning that being utilized that would have gone, said, a week after to start to rebuild the people's homes to now do what? Build resilience. The Prime Minister has not decided yet. Now watch here, Jamaica people. 90 homes, 90,000 homes, as according to the ODPEM director, being assessed to be damaged. And as according to the Prime Minister assessment, only cover 65,000. More listen to what the Prime Minister is saying. So when you take 65,000 from that 90, you have what? 25,000 leave. Still untouched. Still untouched. This is, we can't make up this. Jamaica, we can't make up this. And you are going to hear some PRO. Oh, the Prime Minister has dealt with this very effectively. And you want to hear the sort of spinning that they're coming out with. This is just unacceptable. Now, Jamaica people, let me show you something. I am going to show you the amount of aid that Andrew Holness administration have in their position. They have the capacity, right, as it relates to what needs to be done to bring about resilient in terms of rebuilding structures for the people. But what is the plan really? Because remember, they have not engaged NHT to say, okay, all right, we are going to, build some homes through NHT, right? We are not going to bother with container homes and make sure that, okay, we speed up the process in terms of persons getting their home. Nothing like that started as yet. Nothing like that. The Prime Minister, yes, have discussion with NHT, yes. But there's no physical program that is undergoing, right, those process as it relates to building any homes. If you ask the Prime Minister administration, okay, Melting Pot is here. Let me just add Melting Pot to the stage. If you ask the Prime Minister administration, right, as it relates to how many homes, right, that you have rebuilt after the passing of Melissa, Jamaica, not one. Not one. Not one. I don't know if you want to ask Spice. Spice will tell you how much she built. Spice will tell you how much she built. Let me just have Melting Pot introduce to his people. Melting Pot.
Thank you, Sir Byron. Pleasant good afternoon to everyone.
All right.
Afternoon live. We are here once again, better late than never, because where I am, the weather has been very unkind. We have 10 inches of snow from last night, right through. So, just in the process, but as I said, better late than never. Big up everyone at the chat as usual, all the family members, them love you. Yeah, and big up the people in a ground zero as usual. I have to send my sentiment out to them. And to all of my fans, them in Jamaica from the 2 Mile region, Pain Avenue and all. Yes. Pick up on yourself, blood and fire comrade. One love, word is love. I yield back the floor to you, Sir Byron.
All right, love that. The word is love. And what we are talking about, let us just speak on this so Andrew Holness probably can imagine this. Remember, he's really a reptile, so right, he doesn't really have that warm-blooded natureness, right? He's not a mammal, he's a reptile, right? Mammals are warm-blooded, right? But when you're dealing with reptile, they are cold-blooded, right? So, I mean, that's him. Now, let us look at this, right? To show Jamaica people the abundance, how should I put it? The overly abundance of aid that Andrew Holness has, and not dispensing 80%, right, of the assistance that he had gotten. Let me show Jamaican people what is going on here, and I want to know, right, what is happening, right? NARA supposed to be established to provide oversight. And as we speak, no NARA. So we know that the Prime Minister is a scammer. He's a scammer. So you have to put the trail of observation on him. So yes, him talk about, just like how him big up the Integrity Commission investigators until them start to investigate him, right? It is just a trickster. Talking about these things, you understand, and no implementation. No implementation. But in NARA there, May I look for the Naira and can't find the Naira. Because why? The Prime Minister no want checks and balance. As I said, the Prime Minister cannot help himself. Honestly, people, listen to me. Andrew Holness have a sickness. Right? He's a kleptomaniac. He cannot help himself from scamming. How should I put it? His DNA and chromosomes have the thieving genes. He can't help himself. So what the Prime Minister is doing, yes, he spoke about Naira, where the Naira there. Him don't want no Naira. Him want to hustle. And him that, it in a bloodline. When you see him father come out and talk about 30 taxi, you understand? The liarness and the thiefness in them bloodline. All right. Now, let us show the public the amount of assistance that you have for the Jamaican public, and you hold on upon them and you use your PR and blah. People don't want to see your PR. Why you not understand, Andrew Holness? People do not need to see your PR. People want to see workmen on the ground working, you understand, to rebuilding their homes. That is what people, not amount of PR that you are doing. The people them not want to hear it. And you don't get it, in your head because you have planned how to scam and you have planned how to politicize. The people them not want to hear none of what you have to say. The people want to see the workmen them on the ground rebuilding their homes. That's what the people them want. Okay. Now let me show the people them what you have. Yes, let me show the people them what you have. Now look at this paper. I know when to have your research, we research properly, you know. Let us go in at the assistance where you have. Let me just big up this so the people them can see it, you know. Right? Because we don't know where you find. You know. The hold on for the people them things, you know. I hold on for the people them things, you know. Because, Andrew, right? You don't understand, say, the $6.7 billion a taxpayers go and pay back that, you know. Now, Jamaica received substantial international assistance for Hurricane Melissa's aftermath, including up to $6.7 billion in financing for reconstruction. So, Andrew Holness administration, the money belongs to the people for reconstruction. It wasn't made to start taking money from out of this and to give JPS. We have gone over $200 million now, you know, want to give JPS, you know. Now the people them can't get nothing yet, you know, be a PR. But JPS has seen to be a priority over the people them. That the urgency that you use to deal with JPS, right, and fix up Adam Son's hotel, we don't see her take the same priority, right, in building any homes for Jamaicans who had gotten affected. No, we don't see that. We don't see that, right? But you look for the top people them first. You understand? Because the people them who elect you, they are second-class citizens, you know. So you treat them accordingly. They are second-class citizens, right? So you are treating them as second class. You don't see them. They are not priority. Now, $6.7 billion in financing for reconstruction plus millions in immediate humanitarian aid for the countries like the US, over 22 million. Which part that did Andrew Holness? Which part that the money they there? Right? Which part that the money they there? And Canada 7 million plus, and aid for from the UN IFRC 64 tons, and the Republic of Korea, right, 300,000, alongside significant payouts from risk insurance and catastrophe bonds, financial insurance aid funding, World Bank Group catastrophe bond, 150 million paid out triggered, Caribbean catastrophe risk insurance facility, 91 million triggered. All of them money there, I feel rebuild, help people for rebuilding our Jonas. IDB contingent credit facility, 300 million available. A US dollar we are talking about, you know. A US dollar we are talking about, you know. World Bank Group catastrophe DDO, 42 million. And you can show one house. You can show one house bill out at them or something. Yeah? Hold on there. Me not done with it. Hold on, me expose you, Andrew. Me have to expose you. Me have to expose you. Me not done yet. Let me show the people them more. Me not done yet, man. Me have to expose you, Andrew Honest. So let me go in at the next one and share that. Okay, share. You let me go in at. You let me show the people them what to go on. Me not done with you yet. Now, United States, over 22 million in emergency aid for debris cleaning, shelter, healthcare, and food. How did I go, Andrew Honest? How did I go? Canada, over 7 million for food, relief supplies, health, water, and sanitation, plus logistical support. United Nations supported 145,000 people with food, distributed water, and reinforced healthcare. WFP launched cash assistance. IFRC said 64 tons of aid, including shelter kits, solar lamps, and tarpaulin. The Republic of Korea, 300,000 in recovery assistance, other support. Government funds, 37 million from Jamaica own contingency funding, and donations over 540 million from 15,000 donors, including over 1 million in credit card, Mighty God. So, Andrew, what happened to all of those relief? What happened to all of that? And going now past 2 months, not one Jamaican that has been affected had gotten a home from the Andrew Honest administration. All what we have been getting PR plus PR plus PR plus PR plus PR. Next week come PR plus PR plus PR. The following week, PR plus PR plus PR. That is one of the reasons why we are saying that a government like this need to take for themselves. Let me just answer this caller here. Yes, caller, you're on Mystic Sensation Live. Go ahead.
Yes, good afternoon, Mystic, and good afternoon, Melting Pot.
Blessings, my brother.
Blessing.
You know, I want to answer the biggest problem right now. There are 28 PNP members of parliament. So Andrew 32 right now. And you see, across the parishes that has been damaged, a lot of PNP MP member of parliament are in charge of those parishes. So Andrew can't get towards him, please. But you see, in the meantime, you see the cleanup on everything we are going. And that's where the money I go right now, Mystic.
Yes, you're right with what you're saying.
trucking and supply. And that's where the money are going on Mystic. The man them start bleed the money already in a Mystic. You have people who already, make money in a Mystic out of this, While we sit and I worry, Andrew, I use the same playbook. The same playbook. Them only embolden now when they say here and now. We can negotiate a contract straight. Look at the people who want to get the contract. The people are not hiding up. Them association not hiding up. Them credibility not hiding. You have people who are get contract who them not up to the standard to get contracting of people. The 6 road to do all type of things, man. And them type of people we have to get contracting in the country, And some of the time we have to look because some of the time we have people from the PNP side who don't have the country's best interest at heart because the same thing happens from both sides. You have contractors who are get work who don't have no business getting work. Because they're not up to standard. Look how much money we spend to fix up school before Melissa. Almost $1 million. Can I show you one of the buildings where stand up? The people that might take the money, they might take the money. And we can only hope say by the time 5 years on now, we can see an impact on even some of the roads that were built. Out of it because guess what? Andrew left the people to back it out to themselves. And Jamaican people resilient, so you give them all 5 years, no matter where them there, them go build up. I could have one room, and some of them are going to learn now, say we not build no board room. But Andrew left them to back up for themselves. The amount of aid, I know we can't see the aid, the tons of aid that we can't see. When we have the aid that give, we're not seeing no water testing, we're not seeing none of them things in the aid. We're not seeing no foreign supply aid, brethren. And the people them see them, it's in our government now, them not respond to people. They don't give no response, no more, no comment. When I see Andrew, they don't comment on all the 4-year-old dead. They don't comment. That's the state them people are reach. Them people are going to respond to you only when they want to respond. They don't engage media only when they want to engage media. They don't have meeting or briefing them up. This is a dictatorship type of government, Reggie.
Oh, yes.
It's a dictator type of government, and in every area of the government, if somebody can sit and say right now, we're confident in the justice system, we don't know which book we're going to watch.
All right. All right, Carla. I'm just gonna make you finish up now because might be other persons want to call in and want to give them the access as well to share their opinion. All right. So give thanks for the input, solid input you had made, right? And we really appreciate that. All right. Bless up yourself, my brother. Cool. All right. So as you hear, as we all heard the caller, right? Melting Pot, what say you on the matter as it relates to the amount of aid that you have seen the JLP administration have gotten? But still, hold on. Caller calling in. Hold on, Melting Pot. Yes, caller, you are on Mystic Sensation. Go ahead.
Good night. Good day, Mystic. And to Mr. Melting Pot, good day, sir.
Blessings, good day, Mr. Love.
Let tell you, the JLP people are suffering, but they're so ashamed they can't do anything better. I want Donald Trump to come for that son of a bitch. You hear me? Excuse my word.
Yeah, man. Me and Melting Pot agree with you.
I want. Listen, you don't know. It's one time I would kiss Donald foot. Andrew need prison. Andrew is wicked. All the money he get, he's sharing it out to his friends in contract. And then he take his cut as well. Andrew is a thief. I just to hear to talk about that man he give me migraine. That man don't care about the people of Jamaica. I don't care about the JLP, PNP, or no people at all. All he care about is his devil's friends.
Exactly.
Andrew, it's up to the people now. You cannot say the opposition. You cannot say that because if they go on a demonstrate, nothing going to happen. It's the people have to take him down. Andrew need prison. The people that gave donation should call back for it. Andrew is a born thief.
All right.
Lord.
Okay.
I don't know.
All right.
I really do not know why Jamaicans stand up or sit down and let Andrew do this to them.
Yeah, man. I understand your pain and, really, trust me, really touching.
Sorry about my voice, my bad asthmatic. So that's why.
All right.
I don't know. Mr. Melting Pot, I hear you.
Hello.
Sir. Mr. Mystic, I hear you.
Blessings.
But nothing going to happen until Andrew come for him or the devil take Andrew home. Okay?
All right. Okay. All right. So for the caller who has been calling, the line clear now, so you can call back if you choose to do so. Right. Okay. All right. Blessings. That's what this look like, my sweet sister Pat.
Yeah, man.
Aye.
Big up.
Melting Pot. Hello, sweet girl. How are you? How you doing?
Middle class, yeah, but you know what bother me mind, and as to your line of job, I want you help me walk through this with Melting Pot.
Okay.
Listen me, I know. You hear Bruce Golding come out, go say something?
Yes.
You hear it for yourself?
Yeah, I heard it. Because I'm going to speak on it too.
You're going to speak on it?
Yes, I have to speak.
Because me want you walk through some line when me no understand.
Yeah, man. I have to speak.
Because I can't fathom this. And the next thing mistake. And it go for everybody, no one person. We have children mistake. We have grandchildren. Listen this mistake. Police come in your yard and target, T-A-R-G-E-T, target.
Yes.
Target mean when you're you shooting, but we got a range.
Yes.
And you show a target, say if you put 4 seconds, you put in that and that, target that.
Yes.
And listen up. You accosted the man. You have him now your perimeter, so you have him now your custody, right round this. And listen good. The man escaped from you. Go in our house and one building empty. Go take out one gun from under one bucket. Listen good enough. From under one bucket. And point the gun at you. No mistake. You is an ex-officer. Me a security. I'm going to gun too. Who are going to draw one gun and your finger to the trigger? Eh?
Well.
Once you plan to shoot.
Yes, that scenario.
And you just take out the people. Yeah. I was listening ISAT. And what ISAT say, I 100% believe him. It's like they are doing an ethnic cleansing. So they might take out some people. Because under no circumstances, you can come for a person dead, allegedly. You hear saying have gun, allegedly, you know, see with none. and then you have him in your custody. So much I don't know, one policeman and two policemen in Jamaica now travel. And you allow him to go take off, you go in an empty room, go on a bucket, take out, go on and pine pound, so not get to kill him. No, mistake. Jamaica, in a one sense where all woman, baby, every living human being, you could have 100, you could have 10, you could have this man, we are in trouble. If it not affect you directly, it will affect you indirectly, but still affects anybody, somebody, anywhere. Can we get help? This cannot continue like that. Me a Milico boy, we will send him a shop, go buy something, and the police, them nowadays, they don't have no manners mistake.
Yes.
Then we tap your woman, girl. Them a boys, a man go and tap call me name. Boom. Mistake, uno foreign there. Me don't know no me there. Me need somebody, anybody from somewhere to do something. It cannot continue like this. The Prime Minister said me judge Jamaica, but the judge not ask nobody. And just the undertaker them make money off a human being life. Imagine you have one son like you got cherry tree. You don't do something, somebody, anybody. Mr. Trump, if you have to do something, you do something. We can't live so. You pick your come from school, so they must have you afraid. Me a big old woman and when me see police at Jamaica now. Once me see them like blue suit and long gun, me I tell you the truth. Me walk for. Me not even want to tell me man, we afraid of them. And back then, if you have got left from country, you got town, and you don't know which way you go, it was a pleasure to see a police officer. Good morning, sir. Good morning, miss. You know I'm from such a place. I'm looking to such a place. Till you direct me. Then they sit now there again. Police are run your way because to talk this, God do that. You can't approach them. Then tap your car. They don't know if you say good morning. I am here doing a traffic stop and no mess not there very seldom. What kind of country Jamaica becomes? You know, do somebody in authority, you do something, brother. It can't work like this.
So true.
Right now, me said, you are gonna shop for me, friend. Me I tell you the truth. Cause then we are like driver past the Hilux. And you look one way, then tap you. And if you not bow down to them, gunshot. And nobody, no Indicom, no Prime Minister, no Minister, nobody. If you do nothing about it. Then if the country last year, I see them thing they start with. Imagine today the 9th of the year, over 17 human beings just gone down. So I mean, take us like a kid, then they go here, so they are going. You don't see no gun. I heal back, you know, and they touch a fight because Mr. Bruce.
All right. Yeah, man. I'm going to touch it. I'm going to touch it.
Bruce Golden, you know what you do, and you know what happened. And before you stand here and you for a while, and tell with the grandpit, then you still come out and attack foolishness. Why? America will come for Antoine by night. If you're not involved in something.
Aye. Don't speak.
I bet you Trump can't come.
Don't preempt me. Don't preempt me. Eh? We are going to touch the topic.
All right.
All right.
Yeah.
Bless up, Sister Pat. Bless up, love you. Bless up.
You know. Some of you want Sister Pat, don't preempt me. All right, Milton Pat, take it away.
Well, I mean, you know, listening to you earlier on, prior to signing in, I hear Andrew is talking about that in respect to suffering people's life. I don't see that on the book. Andrew respect the big conglomerate them. Them I get benefit out of the $6.7 billion. But I want to ask Andrew Wallace a fundamental question, you know. As it relates to when the assessment of the damage was done by the World Bank, yeah? Under what format was the assessment done? And under what terms and conditions was the $6.7 billion given to Jamaica as a hurricane relief program funding? Because I know for sure World Bank did not come up with this fund packaging for any commercial entity, you know. As such, the big business community, you know. I know the assessment was done on people home. The restoration of people home. Because World Bank is stupid. We give multi-billion dollar company fund package to restore back them, you know, empire and them enterprise. You understand? I know the funding was done specifically for the people who lost their home. To restore back the home and to build back these little small communities. The money wasn't for the conglomerate society group, the wealthy. So when Andrew Holness, you know, is operating like a snail, a torture, very lethargic, non-committed to the cause, the caller was right, and I made the point earlier on. Andrew Holness is waiting on Jamaican to show their own resilience and capability to build back them home. Knowing that Jamaican have a way of connecting to people to get funding. You understand? So we know the game we have played. You understand? But we are telling Andrew Holness that that game cannot be played because it's taxpayers' money. This $6.7 billion at the 5.5% interest rate that I hear them talking about will be forwarded to the taxpayers of the country. So the taxpayers must benefit, you know, because I do not buy into this scenario that I hear him talking about, you know. I know for a fact that the assessment was done for the people at home, yeah. And I hear Andrew Holness talking about that some people will not receive the full restoration funding from the 6.7 billion. Why? Why Andrew Holness? Why? How comes you go and tell the citizens to them who lost them home, yeah, who no benefit from the cat ban, the 150 million, who no get no benefit out of the CRIF, the 70 million, plus the other 20 million where you get from CARICOM. Eh? So you add 70 and 20 and 90 and 150 and 240 million that right away, you know. None of that money was spent towards the people them life. Building back the people them home. None of that. You understand? And even with the 6.7 billion, no start spent for the people them yet. We see other various, you know, people are get money like JPS, like the churches, like the bogus contract them we are run right now as we are going in Jamaica. Several people are get contract when not qualify. I know all of these contracts must be submit to the right process of legal tender, where you have people bidding and the best bidder, yeah, come out on top and receive the contract. It can't be this little foolish Nara sitting where you come with, you know. Yeah, because my interpretation on Nara, you know, is National Authority Restoration Agency. I don't know, I just termed it like that. You understand? But yeah. I think...
Well, on the melting pot, hold on there. Let me just answer John Rock. John Rock asks, Mystic Sensation, can Jamaicans around the world send a petition to Donald Trump about Andrew Holness? Just asking. Well, no, it doesn't work like that, because you have to remember that, Jamaica is a sovereign country, right? And they have to deal with their domestic issues. And that is, certain policies within the UN, right, or the Geneva Convention. Although I will say, right, UN have no teeth, or the Geneva Convention has no teeth if the United States decided that, okay, all right, they are going to launch certain attack against Jamaica or any Caribbean countries. They have no teeth, absolutely. And you can see that as it relates to their inability, right, to avoid the United States to attack Venezuela. But as it relates to your question, I don't think it doesn't work that way, right? However, let me say this, right, where you have Andrew Holness corruption, right, hit the Swiss system, and as it relates to drugs, right? If the mission is dealing with drugs and pursuing them, right? Of course, the United States have intel, and I know for sure that they do have intel on a lot of politicians who involved in drugs, and they can sanction them, right? There are consequences that the United States can utilize, right, in terms of that. You understand? Canceling their visa. Darrell Vaz was a part of that situation. But for them to come in and uproot, right, you know, political person who, right, elected, I don't know. That is not going to be done under that card. However, you need to understand in terms of what I'm saying that if the United States decided that they are going to venture into a country and, you understand, do whatever they want to do, right? The UN and Geneva Convention has no teeth to stop United States in terms of what they want to do, right? So bear that in mind. All right? I hope I answer your question. Yes, Melting Pot, go ahead.
Yeah, so, you know, when we look at all these funding, 240 million US dollar, yeah, as it relates to the cat ban, the CRIF, and the 20 million from CARICOM, yeah? And then you factor in USA $27 million, yeah, where them get from USA government in particular. Canadian government 7 million, yeah. United Nations, yeah, 145,000 food and water, you know, supply. Republic of Korea, 300,000 in recovery assistance. And the list goes on and on. You can factor in all the small donation with them get. Because I don't put in, we come from India and Europe and all these places.
Yes, so one more minute again. I'm sorry to cut you because you understand. I just want to make answer this question. Lovern said, Mystic, can those donors retrieve back all of that money? I don't think in terms of, you know, they can just retrieve back all of that money. They would have to prove in terms of the evidence to say that, all right, the money was not used for its intended purpose, right? And again, this is what we are struggling with as it relates to the corruption of Andrew Holness, right? Extended its corruption to the criminal justice system. Would the commissioner of police, right, investigate, or the relevant investigators would have investigated and prosecute accordingly? You see the blatant corruption in Jamaica, right? You have seen the blatant corruption. And let me give you a perfect example. You have a Patrick Bailey, you understand, who someone died in his home, and he came out and said him back broad like shutter, right? And now you don't have one investigator go and interrogate Patrick Bailey. So that's a perfect example that I'm giving you, right? I hope I answer your question. All right. Go ahead, Melting Pot.
Yeah, so when we talk about NARA, yeah, National Authority Restoration Agency, yeah, him set up that, you know. But you notice, we have not set up that agency for the checks and balance, the ADPEM, but the ADPEM absorb all of the relief program, and them in charge for the management, yeah, as it relates to hurricane relief management and all these things. There is nothing set up wherein that is concerned, but him here still go farm NARA. You understand? So this just goes to show you how this guy perceive things and how him do things, you know? It's a guy where we know said him cannot be trusted, and him premeditate a lot of things in Jamaica when it comes to finance. When Andrew government, you know, have a vast amount of foreign exchange in them disposal, Andrew only make plan outside of the, you know, intended purpose of the fund. So this is why you see.
Marlon Brown said, Mystic, can the FBI, right? I think she's saying as a result of Andrew Holness' 28 bank account, can they come now, right? Like the foreign monies to spend now. All right. Where you have any form of corruption that engage the Swiss system in any illegal way can be investigated by the United States, right? And the United States can pursue that, right? and that goes through memorandum between Jamaica and the United States, right, as it relates to certain sanctions that can be done. So yes, as it relates to right corruption that hit the Swiss system, right, the United States can pursue that, right, and that can go through the process of the court as it relates to extradition, right? So extradition is one of the process that can be done. All right, I hope I answered that question. Okay, yes, Martin.
Yeah, so you know, we just look at these two entities and we view them with discrepancies. You understand? And the whole fact of the matter is that nothing's been done on a transparent, format. No transparency, because if you cannot have checks and balance in regard to all of the funds that come in, Jamaican people don't get that final tally, of all the funds that were made available to Andrew Willis regime. We don't know about the, supplies that came in terms of, food, water, and other means. Yeah, we don't have no true accurate figure on that. We don't know what has gone out to the people to meet their needs and demand. There's nothing in accordance to how this thing should have been, orchestrated and done on a systematic terms where it have checks and balance. What Andrew Willis has done, he has muddied the water and he has demonstrated, a full capacity of dictatorship, dictating to the, the People's National Party leader, Sir Jefferson Mark Golding, in regards to setting up the thing in the right and proper way so it can have checks and balance. We need an independent committee to preside over all the relief that Jamaica gets, both in funding and in other means like supplies, food, water, and, anything coming, bedding, anything, meditation, all these things. We don't have a clue. This guy has, demonstrated himself to be a reptile, as my learned friend Sir Byron earlier pointed out. He's not a mammal, because he don't have no warm blood. He is a reptile. He's cold-blooded. So when I hear him talk about him have respect for the people who are suffering, lie. Just a PR. And PR is pure rubbish coming out of Andrew Willis' mouth. Yeah? But Jamaican people, yeah, have to be the driving force behind the change that Jamaica needs. Because as you just point out, and I know all along, we can't just call on America to just come in, because Jamaica supposedly to be a sovereign state, but I know it not. It is not a sovereign state. I know that giveaway. But America will not come in and move Andrew Willis just like that. Yeah? I'll tell my people when that will happen. When you see America will come and just pick him up. Like how you see an eagle pick up a chicken. When him got Privy Council and him lose, yeah, to Paul Buchanan, he will not be the Prime Minister or Member of Parliament. He will return to civilian life in terms of, have no political public attached to him. Not like that. Him can't operate in the public space again. You understand? So he might have to go back to a private life as a citizen. Yeah? America will confirm them that. Yeah, but in the meantime, Jamaicans have to realize that their effort is vital to the cause. So we need to have our people now not just sit down and fold them arms and look up into the sky and say God will provide. God same help those who help themselves. And if it means that we have to mobilize demonstration throughout the length and breadth of the country, because that is vitally needed in Jamaica quarters as I speak, to change all that is happening, to move this regime, the leadership, yeah, move the leadership of the regime, and to finally, once and for all, oust this regime. Because I think Jamaica, within the next 12 months, supposed to be having a snap election, based on how things is happening on the ground. Sister Pat just called in and she makes some wonderful point in regards to the security side of things in Jamaica. These young police boys, I now call them the men. Yeah, these young police boys that Andrew Onlis and Google too and Crab fast track into the GSCF. They don't have any manners and any respect. They talk to people anyhow. You understand? And in that regard, it does show you that there's a breakdown in the system. These people are driven by some cold-blooded people giving them information to act on when they step out in the line of duty. And they are carrying it out like nobody business. You understand? Because them know say them covered where the hierarchy is concerned. This is why we don't hear any investigation going through and we're getting results as it relates to all the brutal assassination that we see the state carry out. Yeah, even when video is there to assist them, nobody has been charged. You understand? Now, in relation to that young man, the farmer from St. Catherine out by Lindsay there, I know if anybody under police arrest, but them free themselves and run to go pick up a gun from under a bucket, that adrenaline that they move with, the trigger must pull. The trigger must pull. Him now go just pick up the gun and turn around and point it and don't fire one or two. The trigger must pull because the word adrenaline comes into place. He moves towards the object. He knows what he's going to do with the object. So why I'm going to freeze with the object? That not help him in a no way, shape, or form. So I would have to pull the trigger so we know a lie them I tell. You understand? But the same storyline being repeated more than once. So it's becoming a, order of the day. As though you write your report. Yeah, it's like them brief them overwrite the report, That's why them I use it systematically. Everywhere we see the same thing happen. Yeah, in a Kingston 16. Young man stand up and doorway, see them come, turn go for a rifle and point it at them. And them shoot him. So why everybody had turn and pick up rifle and point rifle? So as well, Sister Pat said, them a take the youth them life for target practice. And she's 100% right. And as it relates to what Isaac said, yes, they are doing an ethnicity cleansing. You understand? I don't know if they want to turn Jamaica into a, Asian society where we have Indian and Chinese now becomes the dominant, race of people that reside in Jamaica. It seems like they're on that pathway. But I'm telling Andrew Holness and him corrupted regime administration, that will never happen in Jamaica. The Jamaican people that I know will go back, way back in time, to the period when our heroes, our national hero, like George William Garden, Paul Bogle, Nani, Sam Sharp, Kojo, and all the rest of allies fought to free Jamaica out of the hands of the colonial master. Well, this time, Andrew, you might get Jamaican fighting to free the country out of the hands of a dictator. So don't you try this little funny trick where you have, must up in a little big old ticket where you have there, Yeah, because it's peer oppression, victimization, and all these things I see and leech from the people. There is no other administration who would have not come out and addressed the high level of JCF member killing civilian personnel. There is no other administration who would have not come out and speak about the vast amount of cocaine that is landing in Jamaica. Landing on our shores, landing in our aerodrome, airspace. Yeah, coming and call them the airport. You understand? The cocaine transshipment zone. Going to Bill. Yeah, St. Mary, Ian Fleming. That is not an aerodrome that I have a high volume of passenger, So I want to know how it mean functioning. Well, are the big boys, them entity, Because the People's National Party did warn them about that not going to be feasible, you know, and should do away with it. But we see them give it the two major airports, Norman Manley and Sangstad. And then we eat, look how insipid this sound now. You give it the two international airports. And we have big jar lollipop come out and talk about, you know, 5 million tourists flying. What are you benefiting from the 5 million tourists for flying? Because you don't control the airport, you know. So you don't get no airport tax, you know, from the incoming passenger, them, you know. Want to give it the airline, while other airlines have benefit to carrying these passengers into Jamaica. I remember Air Jamaica was given away under the Labour Party administration. They was commanded by IMF to do away with Air Jamaica. So my Jamaican people now have to understand when them garbage come out on a project, them PR. We don't just look on it and understand say pure rubbish the man them are telling you. Me can have a lucrative tourism sector that is pulling in 5 million visitors. Now 5 million visitors is almost 2 times the amount of people living in Jamaica, you know. But you give away your national airline carrier and you give away your 2 international airports and I set up some coke port about the place. You know, mad? Jamaican people now have to rise up against this type of oppression. You understand? We don't have to rise up against that. Because what is happening, you know, is major cause for concern. The country cannot grow like that. Christine Lagarde, you know, from the IMF, you know, during the period of time when she came and she keep that, you know, conference, yeah, in a Mama P time, she speak about growth and development. You have to can grow your country to alleviate the burden on society, because you have to provide for them. If I have a home with a family of 5 and me not provide for them, they might go hungry. Yeah? And when them start hungry over a period of time, they might become malnutritious. You understand? And so them body have become lack of immune system resistance. It will get weak and so Jamaica economy fall by the wayside. No growth. It not sustain itself. It weak. People are use it to all type of thing like it's a donkey or carry pork. Because that them use the economy for, you know, cocaine transshipment. That can't grow Jamaica. Because the money they can't come in a circulation, it have to hide. Drugs money have to hide. It no good. So we can't rely upon cocaine. And we can't rely upon a whimsy tourism sector where we have no control over. Jamaica only benefit by the tune of 6 cents out of each dollar where the tourists spend. 94 gone somewhere else. So when them garbage come out and I tell we them PR, pure rubbish, we have to shove them away with it. That not no substance. People with brilliant mind can tell them that. You understand? And you know, have been an excellent scholar even tell them common sense. If you know, say the airport them no run by Jamaica. We not no airline. Yeah, most of the hotel them, the country no own it, the state no own it. Then how much you can benefit from tourism? How much the country can benefit from tourism? Zilch. And as a quote, only 6 cents out of each dollar where the tourists spend. So this administration is an administration that has, you know, deceived the people in the country. And deceived them in such a way, it's unbelievable. Because no matter how them get exposed, them come out and reverse it and tell lie. And that baffles me all the time, you know. How pugnacious the Prime Minister is with them lie. You understand? And civil society embrace it. Because a lot of them are participating in the corruption where them know Andrew Wallace are going with. So at the end of the day, Jamaica have to solve Jamaica problem, you know. Yeah, Jamaica have to solve Jamaica problem. You understand? I will make this thing amount up on the country so much now. You know, it's a hard task because I thought the election process the other day would have, you know, come to the aid and rescue the Jamaican citizen and the country itself. But people play devil's advocate for handout. Play devil's advocate for handout. And give away the ascendancy that them should retain.
Right
now, Jamaica is in the hands of the government, you know. Jamaica is in the hands of foreign investor. Yes, my brother. Yeah, Jamaica not in the hands of the government. It's in the hands of the foreign investors. Yeah? And a few big boys who reside in the country. You understand? And the masses of the people bear the brunt of the tax revenue. Because most of the big boys them not paying anything. So everything fall right back and the poor suffering Jamaican. How do you get yourself out of that predicament? You have to come out and fight the system. Fight the system with your voice. I yield back the floor.
All right. Thank you for that input, Pat. All right. Let me just quickly answer this question. Guilfoyle, Alison. The drugs found in Jamaica, right, as it relates to what Lonesome had spoken about, right, and the evidence being shown, right, can the Jamaican authority being investigated for that relating to the United States? Okay, let me just quickly answer you in terms of what I'm understanding what you're saying. You have to remember that Jamaica is a sovereign country, right? And there are certain memorandum that's signed between Jamaica and United States as it relates to drugs and gun trafficking. Whenever that line breach, there's a protocol to go through, right? As I earlier explained, through an extradition process, and that have to deal with investigation and evidence to be determined, and both Jamaica and United States, as it relates to that mutual understanding, will proceed accordingly as it relates to an extradition process. So if that is known and they share the data, right, persons can be extradited, and that is well known. All right, I hope I answer your question. Now, let us move into some very serious waters, right? Jamaica, if you remember when that 4-year-old boy got killed, and I came out, right, and I spoke on that matter, and I said, based on the response that I had gotten, right, at the time, it appears as if the Jamaica Constabulary Force wanted to shift blame. If you go back to my clip, you would have heard me, right, coming out clear and stated that scenario, that it appears as if, right, they want to shift responsibility by put in the house in the crossfire. And so then they are going to say that, okay, it could be, right, gunmen who killed that 4-year-old child. My Jamaican people, guess what? Yesterday, it's the very same thing that the Jamaica Constabulary Force had done. So Mystic Sensation, you understand, can definitely preempt their behavior based on their statement. I am going to show you evidence of that, where they are now saying that they are investigating, right, a murder and putting the police and the soldiers out of that. Now, this is vicious. This is totally unacceptable. But why am I not surprised? We are not surprised because we know that you have a reptile at the head of our government. We have someone who is wicked and devious, demonic, Satan in nature. And this is why this is happening. And so then the police feel emboldened that they can kill people at will, tell lies, and they will be backed and defended by the government. Look at this, people. Unbelievable. Look at this. Let me share this document. Look at this, people. Unbelievable. Unbelievable, Jamaica. Are you seeing this? See there, January 8th, 2026. Yesterday, after they knew very well, right, that the child was killed by the security force. We don't want it wickeder than this. Right? So then, Andrew Honest, let me ask you a question. When you were campaigning, right, you have a listening ears to all the babies that were crying. But now, you're at the helm. The same people who you were pleading out your heart to because you want them vote. Your administration is now killing their babies. And guess what? Your administration is now defending the killers. Oh, no, look on this. This cannot be right. JCF, death of 4-year-old in St. James being treated as homicide probe, not police shooting. This is fuckery. This is madness.
True.
Because we run out pound. And I start to tell the people that house clearing procedure need to be done. So you can't challenge the housekeeping, the house clearing scenario. You totally know they separate yourself from the shooting. I want to kill the pitney. But because I pointed out the issues that you are going to be faced with as it relates to training, as it relates to house clearing, you can't defend that in the court. So you totally know the shift. This is, hey, let me tell you something, man. Andrew Wallace, hey, let me tell you something. Father God have a special beating for you, you see. Do all what you are doing right now. You understand? Do all what you are doing. But me tell you, say, Father God have a special beating for you. Don't worry yourself. The Jamaica Constabulary Force says it is inaccurate to suggest that 4-year-old boy who died after being shot during an alleged shootout with gunmen in Granville, St. James on New Year Day was killed by police. You see it? You sit down all over the days that we have been speaking about it. You sit down, you listen to us, you plan what you're going to say, and now at this you run out with it. Because you realize that you just can't come out of it. At this now, you run out with it. This is wickedness, my brother. So then, guess what? You leave the family to suffer the death of their child, and you're not going to be responsible, not even for funeral home. Hey, no, me say no, man. Yo, let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. Andrew, want to see a reptile, you know? You're a reptile. People think I joke me, I'm making them. You're living effing reptile, yo. At this time, the death of Romain Bowman is not being treated as a police fatal shooting. Why? What investigation that you have been done? What investigation that you have done? The bullet that killed the child, any fragmentation from the bullet that can be investigated as it relates to ballistic expert who can tell specifically, have you sent in investigators to possibly search for that bullet that hit that child? Have you collected any of the casing within that vicinity to link it with a particular firearm? Have you done that? Have you done that? At this time, the death of Romain Bowman is not being treated as a police fatal shooting. The JCF said in a statement today. Now, umbrella group of churches. Let me ask you a question. Andrew, when you $75 million, you okay with this? umbrella group of churches, are you okay with this? Right? I am telling you that you are synagogue of Satan, not Christ. You are synagogue of Satan. Where is your condemnation? Where is your condemnation? The constabulary stated that the matter is the subject of a homicide investigation aimed at conclusively determining the source of the fatal injury and the weapon involved. Okay. The constabulary stated that the matter is the subject of a homicide investigation aimed at conclusively determining the source of the fatal injury and the weapon involved. So then, okay, if you don't have the evidence as it relates to the bullet, right, that fired from that specific weapon, and you have not done any ballistic examination on it, then you come out with this statement, want to separate yourself, and yet you have none of this to be determined. You understand? To separate yourself from the incident. This paragraph, you give away yourself in this paragraph. Now, let me ask you a question. These so-called people who are planning for the Jamaica Constabulary Force, you understand, as it relates to strategy, right? Why you don't think of these things before you write it and publicize this? You realize what this paragraph is saying? Let me remind you what this paragraph is saying, because it seems like you people lost on the brain. The constabulary stated that the matter is the subject of a homicide investigation aimed at conclusively determining the source of the fatal injury and the weapon involved. So then basically what you are saying, that you have not yet deciphered the weapon that involved in this crime. You said your aim at conclusively determining the source of the fatal injury and the weapon involved. Let me ask you a question. Do you have any fragment of the bullet that's responsible for the taking of that life? Because if you don't have the fragment of the bullet, then I am going to ask you, how are you going to determine which gun fired that bullet that you cannot find to match up, to do a ballistic footprint? You don't have the bullet, right, that killed that child. You don't think that you speak too early on this subject matter in terms of separating, right, the security force from eyewitness statement saying that soldier fired, and from the witness. This what you're saying is very serious, because this is telling me that you have done no such investigation. This is telling me that you don't have the bullet fragment. Because if you have the bullet fragment, you'd have come out categorically and said the police are not involved because this bullet fragment based on ballistic doesn't match any of the weapon being hosted by any of the members of the team who were involved in that shooting. This paragraph gives you away. This is stupid. The Commissioner of Police should have made an assessment on this statement before I send it out. Because this is telling me, right, that you don't have any bullet fragment to make that determination. But yet, you put out a statement to mislead the public. That means you have already decided. You have already decided that you are going to what? Shield the police from this wrongdoing, or shield the soldier from this wrongdoing based on what you have here. You must know what you put out. You must be careful. The JSF wishes to place on record clearly and unequivocally that the inclusion of 4-year-old Romain Bowman as a victim of police shooting is inaccurate. How can you say that it is inaccurate? Do you have the evidence? I'm not get my mad this morning. Do you have the substantial evidence to substantiate that the police are not the shooter or the soldier is not the shooter? Do you have the substantial evidence? Can you come out and say, okay, we have found the fragment of the bullet, and this bullet fragment responsible for the death of Romain, we have done a ballistic footprint on this fragment that have a core relationship with the signature barrel of the weapon that fired that weapon. And so then we are conclusively say, on things say that out upon, hey, on things say that, remember, you know, remember, we are professional people out here, who not come with them bull shit here, you know. Because we are going to embarrass you. Hear what you are saying in your paragraph. The JCF, which is to place on record, clearly and unequivocally, that the inclusion of 4-year-old Romain Bowman as a victim of police shooting is inaccurate. Tell me, how do you determine the inaccuracy of this report without you having the evidence to substantiate that? Do you have the bullet fragment that's responsible for the death of this child so that you can match it with a ballistic footprint? Do you think that you have idiot on social media? You think, look, listen to me, but let me say this. You think that everybody on social media idiot? Take back this statement, because this make you look bad. So then let me ask the police force, do you have the bullet fragment that's responsible for the death of this child, and you can accurately say that the police, that this bullet did not fire from the weapon? You don't think you have idiot out there, man? You have professional people out there, you know? I want to do. And here where you say so. No determination has been made that the child was killed by a police officer weapon. So do you have any evidence that determine that the police is not responsible? You don't say an idiot. You don't say an idiot. You want to say so. No determination has been made that the child was killed by a police officer weapon. In the same breath, let me ask you, do you have any investigation that can determine unequivocally that the bullet fragment that responsible for the death of the child doesn't belong to the security team? And if you can't find the bullet fragment that's responsible for the death of the child, how can you make a determination unequivocally that the police, right, is not involved? Unnecessary idiot. I don't never read anymore at the statement, you know. You understand? Because obviously something wrong within the fucking head. Sick. We're sick. These people are sick. Sick to the core. You come out with a statement like that and we out yourself. You're crazy. Now, let me just sort of cool on. Because, again, we could go back, right, through some of this clip. Let me show something. The thing that upset me, you know, body, you know. Let me show Jamaica something. And listen. Want the security force to listen this. You listen this.
Release from the People's National Party Media Unit.
I am Fitz Jackson, Shadow Minister on National Security. I speak to you today with a heavy heart, following the tragic events in Granville, St. James on New Year's Day, where 3 lives were lost, including that of a 4-year-old child. This incident, which occurred shortly after midnight in Browns Lane area, has shocked the nation and plunged families and an entire community into grief. No parent should ever have to bury a child, and no community should wake up to this kind of anguish. While we recognize the difficult and dangerous work carried out by our security forces, especially during periods when illegal gun salutes are common, the loss of life cannot be ignored or merely explained away. Every Jamaican deserves to feel safe and protected by those sworn to serve us. That is what.
So let me ask Andrew Honest, right? Your administration, right, is no longer listening to the cries of babies. But now you have gone to the law of law. You start to kill them. Your administration start to kill them. Right? Now, let me just take this away and share, right, another document, right, to juggle on. I am so upset, so upset. Now, listen to what the witness has to say when you are coming out talking about categorically the police is not responsible for the shooting. Listen to this. Listen to this.
Yeah. And the soldier them come in and start fire. All me ball out, so me baby in my house and still turn on the gun. The first shot me baby get in my arm. Me I beg them said no, let me come out here, me baby go to hospital. And when me look then turn on the gun again. And when me look me see all of my baby side lick out. Everything.
A little baby. When the mother in the house and I beg you said no. Don't kill his son in the house, little you know, business. You know, business and shoot up little and kill him.
Locals told our news team the security forces were allegedly responding to reports of illegal gun salutes in the community when the situation escalated. They claim the use of force was excessive and unnecessary.
Every time the police come in Granville, it's the same story. Man shoot over them and they return the fire and found man suffering from gunshot, no arm wounds, not even the baby, not even a water gun. We need justice.
And we are putting it on YouTube and we are sending to America. We want justice. There's a kill little penny. What you gonna do me when you hold me? What you gonna do me? What you gonna do me when you hold me?
Me that a ball out and say, no shoot. Me baby in here, and it's still a fire. In my bed.
All right. Now we can stop, share that, take that away. Right. Now, my brother Melting Pot, when you look on the situation as it relates to what the police is doing now, shifting away from the responsibility, right? You have eyewitness who had seen the soldier as it relates to the mother, right? Who had to deal with that horrible situation, right? Shouting out to the soldier, right? Not to shoot, and fired. The soldier fired, continued to fire, and the mother witnessed the death of her child. No, the Jamaica Constabulary Force is coming out and trying to separate themselves from the situation by not owning up to the responsibility of what they have done. What say you on the matter, Melting Pot?
Well, this is a matter that boiled me from here listening to the whole, scenario surrounding them publication of the statement for them put shootout. I mean, I tell you, say, me no want to start the cussing tonight, you know. I mean, do a holy fight last night. I will allow you to drop 1 and 2, but I might have to drop 1 myself. Because I just look on the first line of them statement, you know, up at top, you know. And it goes like this. The JCF saying it is inaccurate to suggest that the killing of the 4-year-old was done by the police. No. What I learned from that is that there is a malicious intent to shift the blame from the police onto the supposedly gunmen. Yeah? And they say all of this happened during an alleged shootout. Alleged. Even the report did not confirm that it was a shootout. Alleged. So it just goes to show how damn idiotic and stupid, even when them give a report, them can't give a proper report. You can't use alleged. If it's a shootout, it's a shootout. It can't be alleged. Yeah, but here it is. The mother of the child, Chin, saying to them, don't shoot, I'm my baby in here. And them continue to shoot. That time the baby didn't get a shot already. And them continue to shoot. And then she look, she see the whole of him body parts outside. And she witnessed the demise. The grandmother also stated, yeah, categorically that the killing of the 4-year-old was done by the giant military operation personnel. Yeah, and it was more leaning towards the JCF, the JDF member. But in all of this, you know, I blame Chin, the mother of the child, when she come out and he praise upon the officer, we are hug her up. Them guilty of what them do, and them sorry of what them do. That's why them are show that little remorse. You understand? These are heartless vampire parading as police, masquerading as police with bogus badge. Yeah? And it need the bogus badge need to rip off of them. Them they're not police. You understand? Because under no circumstance could you ever be pursuing of men, but them run through a yard. Yeah? Them never save the man them going at the house, you know. Them just assume. Because the man them tear down the place and gone. Children tell we. Children know the place. No man never in at the house. But because of them ego where them have, yeah, and the impetus where they behind them when them step out in a duty line. Because these men are specifically brief, you know, by the 3 nastiness where we have around Jamaica in terms of where the security aspect is concerned. The Prime Minister, nasty lazy crab, and Droopy the dog face, Google too. Yeah, and them use the little idiot guy them, like Minto and all them type of police that who is in charge, yeah, of squad. To brief these little garbage young boys who see them at police. When I no manners, when I no respect for the law, much less the citizen. You understand? Because you're supposed to have a respect for the protocol of your law. And it means serve, protect, and reassure. There is nowhere in there that says kill. It nowhere in there that says shoot. Nowhere in that tell me so not to use derogative word. Like send woman under them woman and tell her to go back in. And then you turn on your high power weapon on the boardhouse. Up to the grandmother says she get a graze. Yeah? So they were close up to the whole scenario that took place. The grandmother and the mother know who shoot out the baby intestine. You understand? Them know. So we don't want to hear no garbage that come out from JCF official. I come tell you about, you know, nothing to suggest say at the police them. Inaccuracy. Where you get inaccuracy from? This is a malicious intent to shift the blame. Because they don't want to take responsibility for the killing and for the funeral funding. This is how we operate, you know. And we have to call a spade a spade. Yeah? I know the youth them wrong if you celebrate with them gun, but it does not give the giant military operation team the brute force and ignorance where them unleash. Yeah? You can't run down people and just shoot them, so. What happened to arresting? What happened to arresting? So then the judge them now make no money. Really and truly, I just the undertaker. Got them to meet them maker. This is Andrew Holness word come to pass. You see it a play out. You see crab word come to pass, it a play out. Crab said don't shoot them and carry them in for waste medical resource. So even the baby now becomes subjective to this type of operation. The baby them now seeing Andrew Holness years again, and I say, why? If it was the Labour Party in power, my little brother wouldn't dead. Well, a 4 year what they are saying at your ears, Andrew. You need to come tell me, you know, because baby always talk to you in a dream, you know. You understand? This is why I show my Jamaican people say, this guy is a double-edged sword. Him cut both sides.
But what this 4-year-old is saying to Andrew Holness that if you weren't in power, I wouldn't die.
Well, it must be. Because that the baby did say to Andrew, say, if the GLP didn't power, our brother wouldn't dead. You understand? But we know a line did I tell at the time, PR pure rubbish. You understand? But me I show my Jamaican people, you know, with Andrew Holness, with that double-edged sword. 2 sides. Him cut from both sides. Him cut from both sides. So you know, stand a chance with him. Any side him swipe, him cut. Nobody, neither Labour right now PMP. Me I tell my black people, let me know. And that time for them realize, because when these men come out, remember nobody now, no GLP now, no PMP tag on them, you know. But I saw the force operate, we just go out there and inoculate the place with bullet and bring in back dead bodies. You understand? And then come and write some falsified report. Report when I make no sense. Chin, I tell you where now she was the baby, you know. That time the baby get a shot already, you know. And she make them know say he's half man, cool, and me and the baby no man in there. And them turn on the gun again and lick out the baby intestine. You understand? And that is so gruesome to comprehend. A 4-year-old been struck twice by these germs who are out here masquerading as security for the state. They are germs, they are garbage, they are shit, they are nobody as far as I'm concerned. They are murderers of the state. You understand how we must call a spade a spade. So as you rightfully said, Sir Byron, let us see if this concern umbrella group of churches. Let us see how much concern Jamaica for justice is in this regard, in the shooting incident on New Year's night. You understand? People just having a time. Yes, a few little, you know, light-headed individual carry out some unwanted behavior. God, them salute business there, you know. Me no want to see my people them take on them role of responsibility, them man. Me want if we put on the gun now. You understand? And make we have a better Jamaica. No make sporadic circumstance like these cause incident where a 4-year-old end up being tragically killed. You understand? In the hands of the mom. So, you know, Chin, next time nobody come support them garbage and them come in at the community and do them fuckery, man. Yeah, them not no right to this person, no bullet. Them life not in a threat. Because there was no man in the house. A pure woman and the baby as far as me concerned. And as Sheldon said, it's a lucky thing our 15 or 16-year-old son never did it. They would have murdered him and take him as the gunman. You understand? So in all, when everything is said and done, yeah, one child gone, but she could have ended up lose 2. Because me, I tell you, you know, from the baby go, the big son would have go. Them a mash up the big son. Cause them are gonna identify him as the individual who run from them that was firing the gun up on the lane. You understand? And then make it look like a one shooting incident. But, you know, connective source say no, a two separate shooting incident. One man was shot up, so one man shot down, and then one man run, and then them come in now and knock the foot, so three them eliminate. For nothing at all. Nothing at all. You understand? So we have to ask ourselves as concerning Jamaican. Yeah, as concerning parents. Is this what we want for our society? These are the type of life people must live in fear of the own police force with the same taxpayers that pay. Them garbage and them shit house, yeah. Just leave from out of them station in them Hilux vehicle where it one name or the looks, we never know what name, but some looks. Yeah, but them are flux. Them are shit. Because who are send them out, you know? Them under some spell, you know. But Jamaican people, yeah, you should have realized there has never been a prime minister, yeah, that said to the world, say them is a 7-day Adventist member. But you see them with Wobia man about them. And the Wobia man was a bloodthirsty individual who drink raw blood. Andrew is a part of the blood-sucking vampire organization will rise up in Jamaica. Here's so Andrew. Yeah. For him sacrifice when make to whoever have him under them spell is that blood must shed. Oh, you shed blood. You unleash terror upon the citizen, the common men and women, boys and girls and baby, elderly as well. Yeah. So, you know, Jamaican people, you know, have to add 1 and 1 and call it 2, you know, don't call it 11. 1 and 1 is 2. The mere fact you see Andrew on Wobia man. Remember the whole of them are gone monkey man, you know. Cause Kevin dead gone now. Yeah. You see them set table and practice Wobia voodooism. Me no know how you have time for the Jamaica Labour Party, you know. It look like we not give them all the time in the world to kill, you know. To wipe out the race of black people. God, that's all me see. I could never, you know, endorse a party that has so much blood stain all over it. Dating back from the mid-70s. Here, I said last night on the Titan, them almost get rid of Bob Marley. And the almighty Jah preserve Bob Marley. Them almost get rid of Michael Manley, the greatest leader who has set the foundation for Jamaica. You understand? Who have given Jamaica the opportunity to educate themselves by building school and instilling discipline within society. Yeah, allowing people who couldn't never read and write to finally read and write before they go to their resting place. Yeah. And then we see all of a sudden now some guy carry handout come by out Jamaica society. Handout, you know. From the GLP rising at Jamaica as a party. Yeah. The Jamaica Labour Party has practiced this type of behavior. When them now give out gun, them give out ammunition, them give out material for make pipe bomb, them give out money, them give out all type of thing. What they have done, yeah, they have victimized the entire supporter of the Jamaica Labour Party. Victimize them, yeah? Because when you send your own supporter to go kill, you know, them people can't sleep well at night, you know. No, you victimize them own mind. You play upon them intuition. But them do things because them want to prove themselves worthy to be affiliated member and money they them rather, you know, collect the little blood money rather than go work. You understand? And we see the same thing continue through all changes within the administration of the Jamaica Labour Party. Yeah, Seaga started. Bruce Golden come and him go and film things same way. Yeah, in a film time, yes, we're going on a Tivoli Garden. Well, and you take it to a new heights. And you spread it out across the entire length and breadth of Jamaica. So Andrew deal with film thing because I'm the mighty mouse, you know. Him are the mighty Mickey Mouse where we have in Jamaica. He may have so much narrative you can, you know, describe him as. This is the mighty Mickey Mouse. So we have to just say to the people and say, you know, time when we realize we are going. We have an next plea what we want to say before we close off this little piece of segment there. You see the parents of young policemen, both mother and father. You see the sister and brother of young policemen. Yeah. You see the wife and the sweetheart and the girlfriend of young policemen. Please remind them every day when they go to stop the killing. Because I don't know all some wife and sweetheart and girlfriend lay down with them a murderer right now. Eh? Oh, no lay down in a bed with them a murderer. You no traumatized, you no have nightmare. Them now kick you in a bed. Because them, me know so them emotion play upon them at night, you know. Because them know what them do out there in the day. Them watch our life being snuffed out of a body. You understand? And them come home and lay down beside you now and say, honey, darling, how are you? What go on in Jamaica? I look like them man and I live with woman. Because when we soon go on with them, when I kill out the male species in Jamaica, I don't know what is the reason behind that. But that is what my sensitivity is pointing towards. Uno killing out the male. Just like how Seaga kill out the Lakatan banana and the robust and the gross Michel and the native coconut and the coffee industry and the ganja. The GLP and the Andrew Wallace administration is killing out the male species in Jamaica while preserving species like crocodile. God Almighty, over 70 years them I protect crocodile. But for the past 50 years, because I remember, you know, we talk about from the mid-70s. I know where they are 25, 50 years. Them are kill out the male species. I yield back the floor to you, my brother.
All right. Blessings for that, my brother Melting Pot. Powerful punch. Now, Jamaica, I am going to show you something that is very vicious and heart-rendering to hear. You're going to hear a police confess to some serious atrocities that he knew about. As a matter of fact, this police has been sentenced to prison. And this policeman confessed. This is a famous policeman that a lot of people know. This policeman has a lot of persons killed. And I'm going to play this for Jamaica to hear this. And this is what we are saying when we talk about extrajudicial killings. It is real. Right? And the Commissioner of Police wanting to whitewash and deflect, and even as we speak, has not addressed the situation with extrajudicial killing. He's deflecting, talking about people shooting at police, people doing this, right? And the police is not going to tolerate this, and blah, blah, blah. We said openly, that when it comes to effective community policing, and good policing, because we have many policemen and women in the force who have good morals and good principles, and we are not going to paint them with a broad brush. We have said it. So what we want the Commissioner of Police and Andrew Wallace to address is the issue relating to extrajudicial killing. Tell us, speak to the specificity of policemen who go into people's home, have them in custody, and where the policemen's lives are not in threat, still execute the person. Remember, let me say this, Jamaica. Whenever a crime has committed, you have a process that are to be followed. Investigation must be done. Persons must be arrested. Due diligence must be exercised. The jury has to decide. But what we have seen under Andrew Holness administration and what Andrew Holness government has done is to facilitate extrajudicial killing. And it is serious. I want you to listen to what this policeman, right, is actually saying before he was found guilty, admitting in the court in front of the judge. It is alarming, people. Listen to this. Andrew Holness are using some of these same policemen. Now listen to this, people. Can't believe it. Can't make up this. Listen to this. This is Chucky Brown, famous police that unalive several people. Chucky Brown. Listen to the evidence of Chucky Brown.
Jamaica breaking news. We keep you informed. Death squad trial. Chucky Brown gives chilling testimony about unlawful killing. Please remember to like, subscribe, share, leave a comment, and click the notification bell to receive our daily news items. Amish Campbell, Assistant Commissioner of Indicom, says in a recorded interview in 2013, Police Constable Collis Chucky Brown told the oversight body about a conspiracy between a then senior member of the Jamaica Constabulary Force and a special police team to use high-powered guns to kill people unlawfully. The Indicom Assistant Commissioner gave the stunning testimony this morning in the Home Circuit Court in downtown Kingston. Prosecutors Queen's Counsel Caroline A. was told by Campbell that Constable Brown said between 2009 and 2012, the police special team and their colleagues from the Clarendon Criminal Investigation Branch, CIB, also conspired and planted guns on people who were unlawfully killed by them. Campbell gave the stunning testimony this morning in the Home Circuit Court in downtown Kingston. Campbell also said that Constable Brown agreed to do an interview with Indicom on August 10, 2013. He says during that interview that Constable Brown admitted that a year earlier, E. Brown and another policeman had unlawfully shot and killed two men, Andrew Farron and Dwayne Douglas, in an area of Clarendon known as Swansea. Brown also admitted that in 2009 he killed a man known as Gotti. Campbell told A that Chucky Brown said the killings were done as part of his duty as a member of his special police team. Campbell told the court that Brown said as a member of the Police High Command, who in 2009 was the commanding officer for Clarendon, gave members of the special team M16 weapons and handguns to carry out what Campbell described as completely unlawful killings. The court was also told by Campbell that Brown told Indicom that members of the special team were allowed to carry home the high-powered weapons which were in breach of the JCF policy. The Indicom Assistant Commissioner told the court that Brown said the special team initially began operating undercover by not wearing uniforms when they carried out the unlawful killings. But according to Campbell, Chucky Brown confessed on tape that the special team began wearing uniforms because there had been some suspicion that the undercover killings were being carried out by the police. The same member of the Police High Command who headed the Clarendon Division in 2009 decided that uniforms should be worn. Campbell said Chucky Brown bared his soul and told Indicom that after the unlawful killings were carried out, trigger men in the police special squad would meet members of the Clarendon CIB to tell lies about the circumstances in which they killed the people. This in order to make that statements given about the killings did not contradict. The senior Indicom officer testified that Brown told him that the CIB also issued guns to the special team to plant on people who they killed unlawfully. Campbell told the court that Brown disclosed to Indicom the name of members of the special police squad. The names of the heads of the Clarendon Police and CIB during the years allegedly mentioned by Constable Brown will not be mentioned because presiding Judge Vivian Harris has ordered that the names of retired or past JCF members should not be published by the media during the coverage of the trial. Jamaica breaking news. We keep you informed.
Wow. Wow. Chilling. Chilling. We can't make it up. We can't make it up. Melting Pot.
Yes, my brother.
Come in. I know you want to speak on this. We can't make it up, Melting Pot.
No.
And it is
them type of event, yeah.
All right, Melting Pot.
Type of event, yeah.
Hold on a Melting Pot. What I want people to be aware of. This happened 2013 and the People's National Party administration prison him. Sent him to prison. So people must see the core difference with the People's National Party ruling and the Jamaica Labour Party ruling. The People's National Party have not hesitated to send him to prison. He was sent to prison and confessed. Under the Jamaica Labour Party, Andrew Warners protect them, preserve them, and continue to use some of these crocodiles in the force, these reptiles, because he himself is a reptile. Go ahead, Melting Pot.
Yeah, because you have to remember, so them start out this sporadic killing, you know, this death squad thing from 2009. From 2009, them started. Bruce Golden. Then, Bruce Golden time, Andrew Holden's time.
Yes.
You understand? But in 2013, Mama P, them send him away. You understand? So it just go to show you, say, under the People's National Party administration, Lord, it now go, you know, all together wipe out. But it under control. People can't do like what them do now under the labor regime. You understand? There was a transparency and accountability there, and then you understand, you never too much about high-class policeman that you can't go to prison. We send them away. You understand? And not him alone. More of them they get knocked too. So we just have to show you say the same death squad thing, a long time it exists, and you hear Chucky Brown, I tell you, when them started out, you know, them now have the uniform identify themselves as policemen, you know. Them pretend to be gunmen because they were doing this type of killing with the pretext that is gunmen. Most of them circumstances reported as gunmen, not as policemen. You understand? So we know even the breach of the firearm act. Them carry home M16, but yet still pan duty them use shotgun, handgun, and M16. But when night come, them leave the shotgun in the station and walk with the big long M16. Cause I mean, you know, say them can mash up any works in a night. Cause them magazine fully loaded. You understand? So it was just a system where it shows you that it was corrupt. It was not only, you know, embracing police activity, but criminal activity at night. When you get a killer M16, I remember we know them police are like to project themselves. Where them come from, them are done. And them link with Dan as well. Yeah, give all the Dan all machine go work and come back in. Go master work and come back in. You understand? Because so them living up. We know that. So, a whole heap of things are going on in Jamaica. Me I tell you my people, right now, you know, the force one cleanse from top to bottom. As a matter of fact, it was overall, complete overall. You kick where commissioner. Google droopy face too. You kick where nasty big belly. Swarty, slimy gut, shithead, Richard Stewart, acting commissioner of police in charge of crime. You kick where Crab. You kick where Andrew Holness. And you kick where Minto and all them piece of germs there. Yeah? You kick them where? You understand? You have another one where in charge of year one. When you have Campbell and Newman. You kick where him too. Yeah, when over St. Thomas, where them did murder the youth them. Yeah, and say them broke liquor store. You get rid of them. Them they are shit house. Me don't know woman lay down in a bed with them, the germs there. Them the murderer, they are beat up with them, can't go home with them. Them are garbage. They're unwanted garbage as well. Nobody don't want them the garbage there. So the woman them will sleep with them, you know. Who is even worse than them. Me a woman, me not sleep in a bed with no murderer. Me don't want no policeman at the rate of how them operate either. We rather take a garbage ban. We are clean up the place. Then you inoculate the place with shit and garbage. You understand? And this old ugly droopy face commissioner where we have. Yeah? When I have no spine, no backbone, where I mash up married people life. When is a drunkard. You understand? We are right off all expensive taxpayers' vehicle. And when you pay feet or him fix it back. Then they go away, you know. The table where I come off of is not a table that has been spread properly. Him linked to Owen Ellington, criminal Owen Ellington. Remember, United States send him home and tell him to resign, you know. And him have to come home and resign because I'm compromised. He's a drugs trafficker. Me know him when him have a little briefcase I take $250,000 and then cover. Him used to ride for me sphere with a bus when he Interceptor, the big two-door auto cargo. Sit down right at the seat behind the conductor. Now him wealthy, him filthy rich up in a Heavendale, have a much apartment up there. This garbage was just a policeman and do him wrongs and reach up to commissioner rank. So what them still have him? JUTC Center, Transport Center, you know, in a half a tree. Them the old garbage there. Yeah, where them do the first shipment of ganja out of the country. With them, him and him wife set up security firm and use the whole of the taxpayers' vehicle and rob millions of dollars off a road project. We have them on tape, you know. We have them recorded, you know. Them whole transaction, corruption deal. We have the vice recording and where them going with. All Broom, Ratcliffe Lewis involved in it. Because him did a work, you know, as the man in charge of the security, you know, for the firm. You understand? Ratcliffe Lewis was that man. But Owen Ellington, wife, I behave like she had do those, she had done, she had a threaten all policeman. This is how powerful them shit house here is in our place. We have to get them out, we have to flush them out when the right time come. Yeah. Because them uncle can be protected under the Labour administration, you know. When the People's National Party come into office, they must go back and investigate Owen Ellington. They must investigate Google too. A lot of these men need thorough investigation based on the high-level activity where them carry out in terms of acting as criminal in the country, but being paid by the taxpayers. Drugs, murder, gun shipment, ammunition shipment, them involved. Them involved in a corruption to the core. You can imagine Owen Ellington and his wife set up them security firm, yeah? By your left hand going up to half a tree in front of the fire brigade station. As a matter of fact, it almost in front of the courthouse, half a tree. Yeah? But what them do? Use the state resource as the means of vehicle. Yeah? Police at work when them fear work with the state. Police at work directly to Ellington and his wife. Yeah? At the road contract security. Yeah? Millions of dollars, over 100 million them confiscate. Using the state resource. Owen Ellington must be investigated. These things are on record. So if the powers that be in the authority want it, we can supply them with it. As a matter of fact, they should have known about it as well. But they are playing devil's advocate. But I'm telling them when time the kingdom come crashing down, you know. Yeah, and the wall of Jericho where I protect his nastiness here, you know. No more exists, you know. Member now in up a prison. Yeah. Because a long time we don't have the police force do extrajudicial killing. Chucky Brown say it. Not my word. Not Byron word. We just play Chucky Brown. I wish by Chucky Brown there said in the Supreme Court. I don't like a back street garden, beer garden in there, where you see a rum talk. The man decide to spill the bean in the Supreme Court. So you know it's authentic 100% what Chucky Brown has said. Chucky Brown decide enough is enough. He's not going to just spill the bean. So we can't say otherwise than what Chucky Brown has said. And we know it exists long time. Because people who can't remember, I know. Them time that every morning they wake up, you hear them kill people in a Maypen, Clarendon. People afraid of Maypen, Clarendon. Yeah? 4 Pass, Toll Gate. One of them places them rampage. You understand? Veer, Ears, Holly, Lionel Town. Give me my bit. Yeah? Rocky Pine, Mitchell Town. One of them places them and them just a nasty up. Clarendon. One at a time, you know. In my estimation, Maypen did hotter than West Kingston. Maypen, the town of Maypen in a Clarendon. Yeah, hotter than West Kingston. I said to myself, say, my God, what's going on? But Chucky Brown come reveal it. Dead squad. No, we see the same dead squad exist and even expand. Wait to do daily activity right and cross the length and breadth of Jamaica. We in charge of it. Big belly, shit belly, Richard Stewart. Take out one and rifle, one British and rifle, you know. Yeah. I want to plant the gun in an artist's hand. To incriminate the artist. First of all, he want to put the blame on another member of the security. The JCF. And when he realized it now gonna wait, him turn out to make an artist get this thing here. We blame the artist. Them are evil. Them they are shithouse now with society. You understand? Me I tell you say my mother surname is Stewart, but me not like that piece of big belly pamper shithouse there when name Richard Stewart. Cause me not like no killer. Killer of innocent people. I don't condone that. I don't have no respect for them shithouse there. You understand? And Jamaican people must move with one motion. One accord to get them nastiness there out of the place. Then they resign and try for several murder. From them their own spear. He might do the shit here, you know. Cause remember 2 Mile me originate from. Me know everything was going on them place there. You understand? A long time the garbage name I call. On all type of murder. In a Kingston 11, Kingston 13. Them rampant. You understand? So we are calling on the power that being once again. Umbrella group of church has to be mentioned. Jamaica for Justice has to be mentioned. Yeah. And I am asking the extended civil society to get behind the motion of a vote of no confidence in this regime. Start put some pressure upon him before he reach a Privy Council. Because when international community have viewed the circumstance that is happening in Jamaica, an ongoing uprise between citizen and government, they will act in accordance. We have to stoke the fire. You understand? Stoke the fire, my Jamaican. And I yield back the floor to you, my brother.
All right. Blessings on that, melting pot. Powerful punch. Love that. All right. Let us touch our geopolitics, right? Because we know that Sister Pot is waiting for us to peruse this subject matter as it relates to Bruce Golding responding to Donald Trump's behavior, right? So yes, we are going to touch it. right? But what United States is coming out now with is admitting that it wasn't about the war on drugs as it relates to Venezuela, right? It's an absolutely different thing. I am going to play the clip and let you hear it, right? So listen to this bombshell here, right? Listen to this, people. And this is recent. So listen to this.
The oil in Venezuela, and Venezuela has the world's largest oil reserves.
We built Venezuela oil industry with American talent, drive, and skill, and the socialist regime stole it from us. We're going to have our very large United States oil companies, the biggest anywhere in the world, go in, spend billions of dollars, fix the badly broken infrastructure, the oil infrastructure, and start making money. We're going to be taking out a tremendous amount of wealth out of the ground. We're in the oil business. We're going to sell it to them. We're not going to say we're not going to get it. In other words, we'll be selling oil. We're going to be running it with a group, and we're going to make sure it's run properly. We're going to rebuild the oil infrastructure. We're going to run the country right. It's going to be run very judiciously, very fairly. It's going to make a lot of money.
Trump announced that he's forcing the government of Venezuela at gunpoint to hand over billions of dollars worth of oil that will be given to the U.S. and that will also cut out China. China, until now, has bought 80% of Venezuela's oil. So it's obvious that the U.S. is waging an imperialist war against Venezuela. This has nothing to do with democracy or human rights or any of those propaganda buzzwords. And I also have to emphasize that this has nothing to do with drugs. This is what we're going to be explaining today. Because for years, the U.S. government has spread the lie that supposedly Venezuela's President Maduro was the head of a drug cartel. And now that the U.S. has kidnapped Maduro and is trying him in a show trial in New York, the U.S. Department of Justice is finally admitting the truth. It knew all along that Maduro is not the leader of a drug cartel. In fact, as part of the show trial against Maduro, the U.S. Department of Justice admitted that there is no such thing as the so-called Cartel de los Soles, or the Suns cartel. Now, this blatant lie goes back to the first Trump administration, when Trump's DOJ, led by the former CIA agent William Barr, claimed that supposedly Maduro and other top Venezuelan government officials were part of this fake Cartel de los Soles. And then the U.S. government acted like a mafia boss, and it originally offered a $25 million bounty on the head of Maduro. And then the second Trump administration expanded that to a $50 million bounty for the head of Venezuela's president. But again, now that the U.S. DOJ is trying Maduro in this show trial, it was forced to admit that this was a lie all along, that not only was Maduro not the leader of this group, the group did not even exist.
Wow. This is really bad. Really bad. And that's why we have to speak on this subject matter. It's really bad. Terrible. Right? Really terrible. Terrible, terrible. Now, listen to the other convincing clip that I'm going to share.
That's what the president means when he says, is acting President Delcy Rodriguez in charge? Is she running Venezuela or not?
Well, what the president said is true. The United States of America is running Venezuela. By definition, that's true. Jake, we live in a world in which you can talk all you want about international niceties and everything else. But we live in a world, in the real world, Jake, that is governed by strength, that is governed by force, that is governed by power. These are the iron laws of the world.
But
that
are you
existed
saying
since
that
the beginning of time?
But in terms of day-to-day operations in Venezuela, that is acting President Rodriguez, right? It's not some sort of American emissary.
No, what I'm saying is, we'll keep going here, Jake. So I want to say what I'm saying, and you'll follow up. But what I'm saying is just one level above that, which is that by definition, we are in charge because we have the United States military stationed outside the country. We set the terms and conditions. We have a complete embargo on all of their oil and their ability to do commerce. So for them to do commerce, they need our permission. For them to be able to run an economy, they need our permission. So the United States is in charge. The United States is running the country during this transition period.
If that's true,
obviously that doesn't mean that President Trump is setting the bus.
Man, this is bullshit, man. This is straight out bullshit. This is colonization in the highest order. Right? You can't believe that people's sovereign state is being sovereign on a conditional basis. That if they don't agree with United States policy, their sovereignty is going to be breached and be taken away, and bullyism is going to use to dictate the space. This is bullshit, brother. This is bullshit. Straight out bullshit. Now, let us get to this. What is it that we are hearing here? Now, let us hear Bruce Golding on this.
Silence, blasting the U.S. president, warning of global danger. Yet our own prime minister says nothing. What's going on behind the scenes? Let's break it down. Welcome back to Mishidek's Commentary, where we bring clarity to the politics shaping Jamaica and the Caribbean. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you want real analysis, not sound bites. Bruce Golding, Jamaica's prime minister from 2007 to 2011, is known for staying above partisan disputes and diplomatic commentary. But on January 8, 2026, Golding clearly had enough. In a blistering opinion piece, he described U.S. President Donald Trump as a megalomaniac whose foreign actions threaten global stability, not just U.S. interests, but the entire international rules-based system built since World War II. Among his sharp critiques, Trump's aggressive actions against Venezuela, including military strikes, are redefining the rule of law and U.S. authority. He accuses Trump of hypocrisy, pointing out that Trump's own contested 2020 election and rhetoric about stolen elections mirrors criticisms he makes of others.
Art Bruce Golding served as Jamaica's prime minister from 2007 to 2011. Former prime ministers are known for usually staying above the fray and being diplomatic when commenting on national or international affairs. But this morning, clearly Golding has had enough. He describes the sitting U.S. president as a megalomaniac whose inclinations are mercurial and virulent. He accuses Donald Trump of endangering the global rule-based order that has been in place since World War II. Golding says Trump has neutered critical institutions such as the World Trade Organization, put the future of the security alliance NATO in doubt, and hobbled the response to climate change. The former Jamaican Prime Minister says by summarily executing people in the Caribbean Sea by military strikes, Trump's America has arrogated to itself the right to be judge, jury, and executioner. This, he says, constitutes a redefinition of the rule of law. Golding wasn't done yet. He accuses Trump of blatant hypocrisy. Golding says although there is convincing evidence that Nicolas Maduro did steal the 2024 election in Venezuela, he wants to know how that's any different from what he pointedly describes as Donald Trump's attempt to steal the 2020 U.S. election.
Golding sees these moves as destabilized.
Right. Let me just pop this away because this is something that Melting Pot and myself will have to bite into it, right? and deal with it at this time. Okay. Now, the condemnation that came from Bruce Golden towards the Donald Trump administration, right, as it relates to breaking down of sovereignty and the disregarding of sovereignty, right, and not healing to United Nations policies as it relates to territories and sovereignties, and breach the Geneva Convention. To be fair, I think that Bruce Golden criticism, right, was indeed fair based on what is transpired with Donald Trump. However, Jamaica Labour Party supporters believe that Bruce Golden had thrown Andrew Holness under the bus because Andrew Holness sought to maintain a neutral position, which Andrew Holness had spoken to the situation of neutrality, right? And plus, not wanting to speak on the issue as a result of fear of aggravating Donald Trump. Now, this is where it comes technical. So yes, I'm in agreement with Bruce, but later Bruce came out and tried to polish something as it relates to the right he had given to Andrew Holness to respond the way Andrew Holness responded. And this is where the rubber meets the metal. Now look, this goes to show the importance of why the head of our politics should stay away from corruption. And I'm going to tell you why it is fundamentally important. We know, and we are not asking, we know for one, Andrew Holness corruption hit the Swiss system. We know that certain drugs operation, United States, have intel on that. So when you have a prime minister who is corrupted like Andrew Holness, you know what happened? Our sovereignty is under threat. And let me explain it to you. Because Andrew Holness and its entire administration is a kleptocratic administration, you have no one who can go against Andrew Holness because they are all covering themselves, using Andrew Holness as a symbol of cover. Because Andrew Holness wrapped up and tied up with corruption. Other members of Andrew Holness' cabinet wrapped up and tied up in corruption. So when you have them as a sitting government being corrupted, and you have conditions like this with a Donald Trump state of mind, right, who believe in imperialism, then what Donald Trump have on Andrew Holness, when he sent Marco Rubio to speak to Andrew Holness, whatever Marco Rubio wants, Marco Rubio is going to get. People want you to listen to how dangerous this is, you know. And in so doing, our sovereignty being sold out. So let me ask the question. When Marco Rubio visited and spoke with Andrew Holness, do we know the secret deals being offered to the United States? No. No. We don't know the secret deals being offered to the United States. We have seen that Andrew Holness has been tardy in terms of going to certain areas like St. Elizabeth. And listen to me now, people. And start to deal with the reconstruction and the rebuilding of those people, right, and put them back in their places of which they're from. The tardiness tell me that some land grabbing want to go on and take place into St. Elizabeth. And then the PR used as a shadow, you understand, to push back, and bureaucracy is going to use, right, to separate people from land space. And yet, do we know if there is any interest that is going to put into that area to develop that area? And as a result of that, Andrew Holness doesn't want to proceed. He's tarding the process. Because guess what? As I said, what Marco Rubio wants, Marco Rubio gets. What Donald Trump wants, Donald Trump must get. And if Donald Trump can't get it, then we are going to expose you. We are going to treat you like how we treat Venezuela president. We are going to treat you like how we treat the Panamanian president. So then, now you're caught up in the same thing as it relates to geopolitics. You know? Because Noriega involved in drugs and United States, who had the contract for the Panamanian Canal. Let me remind you people what happened. When United States contract was going to up, Noriega said that he wasn't going to sign back that contract with United States. What United States did, United States said, okay, we have you upon this, we have you upon that, this and that, and this and that. We are coming for you. We are going to unseat you from the government. Because what? You are not aligning with our policies. And so then, when I speak of conditional sovereignty, that is what I mean. That if you are not in alignment with the United States policy, then you have hell to pay. Now, Bruce Golding had spoken that what he had spoken from his platform, not from the basis of the government. He also said that the way how Andrew Holness responded, Andrew Holness responded within a positive diplomatic framework. And if he was in government, he would have responded the same way how Andrew Holness responded. You know what that means, people? He also gave us hint that it is a possibility. The possibility can exist where, depending on how Andrew Holness respond, United States can just send for him and take him out. You see where I'm going? So this is what we are talking about. It answers many questions. Many questions that people are asking. A lot of people are asking, okay, Andrew Holness is doing a lot, right? Why Donald Trump don't come for him? I wrote down something, right? What Donald Trump said. And I am going to tell you why Andrew Holness has not been picked up. And why Donald Trump have no interest in Andrew Holness. Now, let me show you this now. In Donald Trump's speech, if people were listening, Donald Trump accused Maduro of being a socialist. Donald Trump has accused Maduro of being a socialist. You know what Donald Trump just said to the world? Let me tell you what Donald Trump said. That United States of America is against democratic socialism. United States' fundamental position is to defend capitalism. So for many people ask, why United States not coming in and then look on all of the things with Andrew Holness. Andrew Holness also know this. Andrew Holness also know this. Let me say this. If it was Mark Golding, who from a democratic socialist background, they would have sabotaged Mark Golding. Let me make you be aware of the facts that I'm speaking tonight. This is what they used against Michael Manley. Because Michael Manley was a democratic socialist, and they want to define democratic socialists to communists. Michael Manley was saying to them that no, democratic socialism is not communism. There are some principles that Michael Manley and Castro at the time agreed on, but not every policies, right, that Michael Manley and Castro agreed on. Michael Manley established plainly that he is for democracy and believed that an election must be held and held fairly. That is what Michael Manley principle. Seaga, because what the clips that those two clips that I played to you is to answer you everything and everyone who is asking certain questions. Edward Seaga know how fundamental it is that the United States is going to defend capitalism. They are capitalists. They are capitalists. So Edward Seaga, along with the CIA, to defeat Michael Manley, spread propaganda on Michael Manley that Michael Manley, as it relates to his democratic socialism policies, is moving closer to Cuba and communism. And what they did, they coupled together and damage democratic socialism. Damage Michael Manley. Damage Michael Manley. So let me say this in terms of what I'm saying. Don't look for Donald Trump to come in and move Andrew Holness. It will not happen. The only reason and the only time it will happen is when Andrew Holness go against Donald Trump. Andrew Holness know this. Andrew Holness will never, ever go against Donald Trump. He will never. Because why? He's fully compromised and he knows that. And then United States prefer to have him there because simply he's a capitalist. The Jamaica Labour Party is a capitalist. So one have to understand how the politics playing out. There are several things that United States, Donald Trump, can book Andrew Holness for. Andrew Holness eat the Swiss system. But the United States will say, it better we stick to the evil that we know. Because the evil that they know is a part of them. And so then, Jamaica problem has to deal with internally. The people have to come together, march together. The people can make the change because the change will not come from outside. So I'm glad how I play those clips to show you and for you to hear with your own ears what Donald Trump is saying about socialism. Accusing Maduro that Maduro is a socialist. And you heard it. Donald Trump accused Maduro to be a socialist. Simple means they don't support socialism. They support the elites and the greedy. They are capitalists. They are colonialists. They are neo-colonialists. So when Donald Trump said, make America great again, do you know what Donald Trump really means? He means let us go back to those lovely days of the colonial times when we hold power, when we demand them, when we tell them that they are under our feet and they are our slaves and they need to bow down to us. Send in the sentiment of white supremacy. So you have to understand as it relates to I cannot endorse Donald Trump to breach the sovereignty of the Caribbean. So yes, I do agree with Bruce Golding characterizing Donald Trump for who he is. But again, Bruce Golding is only used diplomacy not to make Andrew Holness look bad. The truth be told, Andrew Holness cannot at no time go against Donald Trump. The day he done that is the last day for Andrew Holness administration. Donald Trump will out his candle in a flash of an eye. Andrew Holness know this. Andrew Holness know this. And he will never cross. So when Marco Rubio said, come, get out the Cubans. I don't want to hear how good the Cuban doctors are. I want to see them gone. So whatever political strategy that you can spin to your people, you understand, and utilize whatever political strategy, right? You use it. We don't care. What we care about, make them gone. This is how you lose your sovereignty. Our Jamaican people is losing our sovereignty as a result of a corrupted government who corrupted and compromised, selling out Jamaica because he can't say no to the USA, can't say no to Donald. When Donald Trump said, go against Venezuela as it relates to the Petro-Carib, Andrew Holness did not hesitate. He went against Venezuela because he know that Donald Trump have a rope around his neck. And when Donald Trump said to it, ordered him, as a matter of fact, it reaches the level where Donald Trump has no means in terms of communicating. They are not on the same level. Donald Trump seems as a puppy. No, not a Doberman. Doberman is a high pedigree. Donald Trump see Andrew Holness as a common mongrel dog. You know, hear me, people. Listen to what I'm saying. Donald Trump have no respect for Andrew Holness' leadership because he knows what he involved in. Andrew Holness, Donald Trump see him as a puppy dog. So when and Donald Trump has him on a leash, he's on a leash. So anywhere Donald Trump pull the leash, he has to follow. Jamaica, he has to follow. Oh, I'm sorry for me, because sovereignty gone. Anywhere, any direction, whether east, west, north, or south, that Donald Trump pulled the leash there. Tell Andrew Holness not to go now. Tell him not to go. Your take on the matter, Melting Pot.
Yeah, my take on the matter is that I simply don't agree with Bruce Golding 100%, but I agree with him in certain parts.
Exactly.
As it relates to, some of the things that I'm saying in regards to killing, yeah, in regards to wanting to colonize, in regards to sovereignty, Yes. Yeah. But then again, if Bruce Golding now come out, and spew these type of rhetoric on Donald Trump, then should have spirit for Andrew Holness, because Andrew Holness do the same thing too in Jamaica with Jamaican citizens. Just like how Trump kill off the Venezuelan citizen them. But Byron, remember, say me and you tell the people them from the outset, so not really cocaine, the aisle. You understand?
Exactly.
We tell them that.
Exactly.
You understand? Because we know the geopolitics we are playing. And I also tell the people them last week on your program that Donald Trump will not come from.
Melting Pot, remember, say we were right from the beginning. From the beginning, yes. Me and you from that. All right.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I tell the people on your program last week, that Donald Trump will not come and rescue Jamaican, with all that is going on in civil society. The only time Donald Trump will come is like how the US dollars now becomes a part of a certain high-level investigation that him have interest in. You understand? Because United States don't deal with friends and allies, them deal with them interests. No matter how you hear them talk about friends and allies, no. If you cross the line, they will come in their best interest. So we did establish that, and I'm glad, the fact of the matter that Donald Trump come and categorically say that Venezuela is a socialist country. Yeah? I deal with democratic socialism. Well, we know and we tell the people them say, Donald Trump as a capitalist, embrace whoever is running the Labour Party, because the Labour Party remain a capitalist investment for United States President them anytime them in a power in a Jamaica. Them use the GLP to them, advantage. You understand? At the Jamaican citizen disposal. You understand? Them get the best, we get the less. Okay? So I don't know why my Jamaican people still cling on to this Labour Party administration like it's a party that offer the best to the citizens. No, it offer the less to the citizens in Jamaica and the best to Americans. Yeah? So let us make that clear and put it out there. But Bruce Golding now, in my estimation and on my thought process, I think Andrew sent him out to make a statement, something where kind of, because he was a former prime minister of Jamaica and, member of the Jamaica Labour Party. Yeah. I think Andrew nudged him and said, go make a talk to me, because I can't talk, But I have met the Jamaican people and said the Labour Party have a little bit of spunk. Labour Party now no spunk in regards to where we are going right now. God, Trump administration now listen to them, they garbage there. Them are nobody. Yeah, Trump administration now recognize the Labour Party in all aspects. It only recognize them in their best interest. What Jamaican can do.
What on a melting pot? Sister P on the line. Yes, Sister P.
Yeah. All right, you hear me?
Yes, loud and clear.
Me like, that's why I feel love you, Melting pot, me I feel love you. But
yes, Sister P.
Now I come for Andrew because he told them the same thing.
Yes.
But if Trump here where Bruce says election tell me I try to beat election 2020. Trump now ahead, And if Trump
we know that.
No good, And if you make Trump hear that, make me say, me don't know Trump personally.
Yes.
But me sit down and listen Trump, me watch me follow him. Trump no have no head. And if he get up a year, that news there. And him like him, man, he say, hello, Rubio. You guys can go down.
I love Sister Pot.
That money, man. I what is wrong? I tried to steal the election. And I'm going to show them who Donald Trump is. Okay? I was just going to ease him up. But hear what the man said. Let me tell you something, man.
You're so right. No, Sister Pat, I am laughing, but you're so right. It is not a joke what you're saying. That's the very same way how Trump think.
I listen to Trump when Trump in the first time. Listen good enough. Somebody I tell Trump say, a hurricane a come. And the man just briefed Trump and tell him that the hurricane a come and they much mile from part of America, you know. Trump said hurricane a come. The man just tell him, you know, said the hurricane like that 300 nautical whatever mile, you know, they really nothing with that. And Trump said no hurricane a come. And then the professional are telling that. Trump in COVID, Trump said everyone drink bleach. You remember?
Yeah.
Trump,
yeah, man.
Anything Trump go in bed and in mind, tell him. And that him I do. But back to Mr. Golden now. Mr. Golden, you asked Trump plan for the election 2020. You see, sign up. Do you know, she said 2025 and only Steve election. Oh, you know, come on. You know, see that? You know, she said the Jamaican young man, them are dead like fly.
Right.
You know, see the amount of cocaine we are coming our country. Nobody now get arrested for. And then why you not come out as a former prime minister? Sir, sometimes if you know what to talk, you know, because remember, you know, sir, you have children, grandchildren, ahead and forget great grandchildren. So that because you are the prime minister today, the next 30, 40 years when you say bye-bye, do you think of your great-grandchildren them to come? Not because you're going to say, my great-grandfather was the prime minister. That's water down.
Yes.
Water way down. You understand?
Yes.
You can't stay so. You left Jamaica business to make Lena and stand up for what is right. And I'm mingling at US business. But you know, say what I know. A fraudster and the country mixed up in all type of corrupt. Don't feel like so when Uncle Donald take him. He might come for them. What are the damning statement where you gonna call him name? Yeah, what you say? Him man in a try to thief the election 2020. That is damning.
You're right.
If you go somewhere at the room, that is damning to him. That is insulting to him. And him go here. And nobody, not Geneva Convention or whatever, UN, whatever, and can't stop Trump and do.
And Sister P, you know some of that glad if Donald Trump here. Trust me. I'm confused. Yeah.
Trump here that already.
Trump here already.
Trump here already.
And when we talk, say 2025 election was stolen and what happened? We don't beat down a panic. And I can lie, we are tell. We don't done you see, you as a big former prime minister, big serial politician when know politics. And Mr. Golden, you know better than that. You know that the People's National Party win the election 2025 in September. But because of it, it's shenanigan. And Mr. Golden, listen up. In which democratic country a prime minister, sir, could sit in the house with so much bad things say about him? The prime minister carry the Seaga code. You know, see nothing wrong about that, Mr. Bruce Golden. Then from him do it, everybody else do it. One more MP do it. When you look the clerk at the court, I can't clean I go so cleaner. And I saw, I you know see nothing to that. Mr. Golden, you know see what people when we are dead, sir. Mr. Golden, you know see some Melissa much of the place. And up till now, Mr. Golden to make one house for nobody even back, sir. Those are the things we speak about, sir. Those are the things to speak about. The amount of money we're missing, $3 trillion in our health. And with people them are dead when they go hospital if they go there with a broken.
Yeah.
You come out now.
All right. Hold on the sister pad. Hold up there. Let me just answer analyst. Analyst professional. Right. Madura stole the last general election. right? The real winner took the evidence to the US and negotiated help, providing evidence about US 2020 election and the connection to Smartmatics. Now go and research. Now, all right, analyst, hear what you are saying. we do agree on several points that you have made. You understand, you have spoken the truth, right? It is not that we are against what you are saying. There are evidence coming out of Venezuela, of course, and you are correct that the general election was stolen, right? And you have instances as it relates to many American voters who believe in democratic socialism. So when I speak, right, I speak to the power at hand as it relates to Donald Trump, right? Now, the issues that we are talking about, right, we have to also speak about sovereignty, right, and the respect, right, for national laws as it relates to the UN, right, and as it relates to Geneva Convention laws, right? So what you are saying, right, we are not going against what you are saying. You understand? The comments that you are making and the issues that you are pointing out, you understand? We don't need to go and research. What you are saying is true. We know that what you are saying is true, right? So we just want to make that clear. But, you know, as it relates to Maduro being democratic socialism, right? To me, in essence of the way how Maduro treated and the report that coming out, there are strong reports to say that he behaved autocratic, right? So I'm not going to say that, okay, all right, he doesn't have that sort of character in terms of being autocratic, right? But we are just pointing out as it relates to what Donald Trump has to say about socialism, because you know, analysts, that they beat down democratic socialism in the 80s, right? They mash it down. We have evidence. You understand? We have the CIA tapes, right? And we have the unclassified information that goes around that. So we just want to say to you that, yes, we are not going against in terms of what you're saying. We understand what you're saying. You understand? And we do agree that, of course, some of the information that you're highlighting, you're on the right track. We do understand that. Yes, Sister P, go ahead.
So, we are saying, no matter who thief election, then thief election at Jamaica too. So
Yes.
me never left for me yard to clean up and up with my next man yard.
Exactly.
Okay? So Mr. Golden Barn and Grow, I'm a son of this side. Help fix for your yard, sir. And that's what we are talking about. And you come out of politics in a some way where you never come out. And we still with you. How much people are totally dead. And we still with you and we still respect you. But if you can't continue, fear and make them a push you out. Tell me your yard and eat your dumpling, drink your porridge, and play with your beautiful grandpity them. And relax yourself. Can't make people use it, they use it as much. Or less use a part of them. And the quiet. Stop it, sir. I bet you no PMP can call Mr. Patterson and put it in another nasty mix up. I bet you they can't do it. Look when anytime Mr. Patterson come out, pan something. It is well, it come out pan. And he respected pan upon a neutral ground. When you come out now and throw wood upon a bigger fish where we upon the wheel, I don't know a strat. And if you will just open me mouth, how long God? Start that man.
God Almighty!
800 million US. What a cocaine. Which poor people in Jamaica can't afford that? A plane come and crash. And gone and burn up. Those are the things that we talk about, sir. And as a talk, mistake. Me see one news say US sent for some extradite some man have done JCF. Me never saw it go. Me go read again.
Okay.
And it's alleged that some police and soldiers get owned by FID, big gunner and drugs. So
Yes.
Yes,
I'm going to search. If we come back later with that.
Yeah, me hear that.
As always.
All right.
And continue to beat the fire. And Bruce Golding, stay your yard, drink your porridge, play with your grand pitney, relax. Come out of young people sitting. Because if you go make them store up anything for you, dog, nyam your supper.
Right, this is stuffy. Right, this up. Yes, Melting Pot, go ahead.
All right, I know my name now. If say not more, you know. Because Sister Pat come say everything we me did want to say. And me have to figure out with that because I know she well learned it, you know.
All right,
well learned it.
You have 10 minutes to finish up, so use the 10 minutes to finish up.
But you know, yeah, but me want to add to what Sister Pat said. Yeah, it's simple that this guy Bruce Golding, him not realize him 200 underneath the bus, you know. Because you see, Donald Trump and his administration, they are very clever men when it comes to geopolitics and political rhetoric and things that been said about them and who say it. You understand? Right now, them are look from Andrew Wallace, you know, in our way, same send out Bruce Golding from them. Because Andrew can't talk against them, so I'm have to send out and allied.
You understand?
I see them a look on it, man, because I remember, you know, Trump is a diplomatic individual, you know. I remember I said Trump is a man who like to take up things, spin it around and look on it and analyze it, you know. And then now they made and make him decision, you know. Yeah? I saw Trump work. And everybody who they around Trump supposed to know that Trump work. Yeah? But we see the same thing. That's why I said I just partly, you know, acknowledge what him say. But in terms of the whole deliverance where him come deliver, me know him with that. Because several things happening in Jamaica where him should have speak on behalf of the Jamaican citizen.
Exactly.
Yeah? But because Andrew own it and a film party in a power, or maybe me don't know if him no want Warmington come say him a seek relevance. You understand? Because Warmington they tell him that na the SSL saga, you know, when they run out, you know. Warming rush him and say him a seek relevance. You understand? And say him was a failure and now him become a double failure. You understand? Well, I know, say, him not no relevance, I get right, so. Because if you sit down and wait until a little sound from Trump and his administration towards who are run the country and you run out, but we are going in your backyard, in front of your eye, you know, said not a word of solitude come out of your nasty mouth, Bruce. Because remember, you know, clean up, Bruce. Bruce, remember where you used to go out within a Spanish town, you know? We have voice recording in a Bruce Golding. So you don't know nobody to come talk, you a piece of shit. Me can't tell you say you a piece of shit. Yeah? Me know that for a fact. Because me have family member who work for you, you know. Him demise now and you bury him too. Can't call him name. Patrick Anthony folks from Olaba. You bury him. Me know everything about you, Bruce. So me nobody even pay attention to you. You're nastiness. Yeah? You're a corrupter like the current one. You're going to you never escalate like him. Yeah, because you watch the drugs that are coming at Jamaica, you know. You don't say nothing. You watch how much the state are killing, you know. Them killed 210 last year. You don't say nothing. Them gone 2 for 1 for the year already and you still not say nothing. Your boss involved in a SSL where rob the people and money in a Jamaica, you not say nothing. But you want to run out by USA, the might of the wheel. Be glad old Sister Pat, you know, analyze it and put it out there for everybody know. Una sprat. And Donald Trump and America is a big wheel. You understand? Humpback wheel. And if them open their mouth, the whole of the sprat, you know, in one place and half go on inside of them belly. So mind what you say, because you come through holiness under the bus, you know. Me don't know what you have against holiness. I don't know. But diplomatically, you throw holiness under the bus. Because you are speaking indirectly on behalf of Andrew Wallace. You think Donald Trump them don't know that? Donald Trump them know, of course. Rubio know. Yeah? Because I like this reverse psychology within the party and so on family because the whole of them are liars. So all liars have to play the role of a reverse psychologist artist. Good? You say something for counteract the honest truth. Yeah? So we know you come fling nasty Andrew Hollis and that Trump bus. And me I go tell you this. It I go beat up on Andrew. Mark my word. You run out pan Trump. You run out pan Trump. It's a serious mistake you make. You hear? It's a serious mistake you make. You see Trump in this last presidential term, yeah? Remember, I'm not left no stone unturned, you know. All who feel like Uno and Trump are friends, not nobody around Trump, you know. Just look what him do to Elon Musk. Take Elon Musk as an example. Just look how easily he move Elon Musk from around him. Till Elon Musk have gone somewhere else, gone, you know, resurrect him wealth. Because him part with a holy fight around Trump, you know, for the presidential election. But Trump, what Trump do? Trump trick him. Trump trick him because Trump don't have a lot of followers through him platform. You understand? And Trump use him and get the support and win the thing and just dispel of him. Trump don't really need him, so Trump not gonna need Andrew Holness. Now the Labour Party. In a fit him current time, you know, where I do him last term. And I like him about that term where I look forward to him, I gonna need him, you know. I wipe Trump, I go wipe him out. If you don't want to know the score, Trump I wipe the floor clean with no nastiness. That's why Trump started. But we are telling him, say, just do it within the confined element of how you know you're supposed to administrate Trump. Don't deal with no colonialists. If you know them, I run jog through them country, go for them. If you know them touch the Swiss system with your money, go for them, Trump. You understand at that level them want you work on. And when it comes to socialism, yeah, nobody mention that. Because you know two things run the world. Socialism and capitalism. Yeah. So one have to be there. One have to be one and the other the other. So nobody with that. We don't want that type of politics to play out right now. Yeah, because we know why you label Venezuela as a socialist state. Because them power with China and Russia. Simple. All right, let's say the book stop, you know. That's why I'm come out and say that, you know.
Exactly, you're right.
But it's just like Michael Mann the time. Me might power with you, but me not deal with your philosophy. Me have my own policy. But because of bilateral trade or agreement or whatever friendship we develop over the period of time, we keep that. It's not that Venezuela must have to be a socialist country. No. Just like when they say about Jamaica. Sometimes them get it wrong. But where the geopolitical side of thing is concerned, you know. Yeah. Because when Donald Trump make mention of and use the term socialism, you know. Yeah. Democratic Socialist Party. He might look on one in Jamaica. Yeah. Him looking at one in Jamaica, you know. Because it's confusing to Trump, you know. Oh, the GLP is supposed to be a capitalist party, but a power with the might of communism, socialism, China. Oh, I wonder if you never think that Trump have viewed that from a different angle. You think Trump have viewed it through development? Because it's not like you not get free development. Jamaican people have to pay for that. And pay over the price for it as well. You understand? So none of the free China doing our places. But I like the fact that Trump mentioned about socialism. And if you're going to classify Venezuela because they align themselves to China and Russia, yeah, then the same thing apply to Jamaica, who align themselves with China. I remember the link from China is to Russia and other socialist countries in the world. The BRICS them, you understand? So, me know say Bruce Golding, him do every fling Andrew under the bus like how him toss him under the bus. Him toss Andrew Hollis under the bus. Because Andrew a lunatic, you know. Andrew is a born loony. You understand? Where diplomatic, administration is concerned, him don't know how to present himself. So when him talk about, him don't want to, breach the diplomatic orders and relationship, him can't say other word all time out because I'm well compromised. So if you not do that, then why Bruce Golding come out and make this statement? Why? Bruce Golding would have lay low because Andrew knows that Jamaicans are listening for a response from the Labour Party, the ruling government. But him, the sitting Prime Minister, cannot make it. So what him do? Him send out an allied, which is Bruce Golding. And then Trump now just fool him and say, but no, that same money and me that pay had a problem to get the dust from man. And the money I pay a man at $50,000 US to slow down my processing of the extradition of the dust. It turn up on Andrew, what Bruce do here. My Jamaican people, Bruce Golding, turn up the volume for Andrew, where Donald Trump is concerned. Right now, Andrew, name just a sing and a ring through Trump ears, and Trump just a knit up him, him can't knit up him lip and bite him lip. Hey, if you don't know where I come for Andrew, hey, Bruce, you better run and go hide now one of them mountain here. Run and go hide because you wake up Ansness and Andrew will listen up. You stoke the fire. Andrew must get burned.
Melting pot. If me have access to Donald Trump, I tell Donald Trump say Andrew want to tell him to say it,
Then me not tell Trump know that already, man. Because remember, it is not in, it's not in accordance with former Prime Minister come out and speak on such subject matter. Them lay low, them relaxing at the sunset. Yeah? Them relaxing at the sunset. So we know, say, Andrew only push Bruce to this. Because remember, Rubio, them come at Jamaica from December 11th, and almost when time the month had done, most people are here say them get briefing from State Department. We didn't know anyhow, prior to them coming out and say that. You understand? That's why so we are champion round which power we sit down. Yeah? We know that long before it go official in Jamaica. Because remember, man a tremble. Man a tremble, there was two significant words that was spoken to them, forthcoming and transparent. That means you just come with where you know you're having and come clean. That was the message that was imparted to the administration running Jamaica by the USA administration. Forthcoming and transparent. You understand? Just come and come clean, and that the man I want them with. Because nobody try to go around the thing. We have it locked. We have everything what we want for own already. So we want to see how well efficient you are in regards to telling the truth. And you can't tell the truth. Andrew is afraid. Because Andrew doesn't even know the level of collaboration that exists between United States and Jamaica. Because in my own estimation, I don't like them are share information. The two countries are sharing information, so there's no high-level collaboration. It's just something that exists from a long time through the line of capitalists, where Jamaica is concerned with the Jamaica Labour Party. That's the only thing them have. Outside of that, them now have not more. America look on Jamaica as a country where we just use them and refuse them. Coming like chew stick, we just use them and rub it with and spit them out. You understand? So we know everything in that regard. Yeah? But I'm glad and I must applaud Bruce Golding come out and toss Andrew Wallace underneath US bus. Trump will know if he do with him. And I yield back the floor to you, my brother.
All right. Now, my people, thank you for that melting pot. To break it down. Now, we want to say big thanks for the people to pass in show again, Mystic Sensation. We really appreciate that. Right, to continue to energize us, continue to keep the fire burning. We really appreciate that. But we have to end our midday live, and of course, tune in for later. Right, will be greater. Right, so we want to say big thanks to you all. Right, we really appreciate it. Melting pot, we are out. All right, later will be greater. People, bless you for yourself. We are out.
Yeah, man.
All right.
Bless.
Blessings.
I know why you come to me with that foolishness, You elect a prime minister, and is a prime minister around the country. It is time we learn to hold our leaders accountable for their actions and stop making excuses for them. Stop making excuses. Otherwise, go elect the people who really run in the country. And I don't want the right start that stupid argument. Hold the people you elect accountable and stop making excuses for them.